On 103.7 The Buzz.
But now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes phone. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest phone.
All right, let's go. It's Out of Bounds. Westmore, Joe Franklin, ready to roll. We're talking some football today. Just got a text message from Thomas Thrash. He's going to stop by Hooten's Arkansas football. Going to drop off some magazines here in the studio. And I told him, hey, stop in. Talk a little high school football with us for a minute and talk about the book.
It's that time of the year. We want to know how these teams stack up. High school football around the state.
No doubt. And we're going to be talking high school football tomorrow. We'll be at the Big Miller camp, or the Big Miller Media Day event. And I was looking at the list of teams that will be stopping by for the media event between 1 and 4. And we got some good teams stopping by. So we'll get to talk a little high school football with those coaches tomorrow and some of the players tomorrow. By the way, Dave Van Horn is going to join us tomorrow off the top of the show.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been working on Coach Van Horn since last week because there was some big news about the scholarship limits. You know, it's been 11.7, just a ridiculous number for years, and it sounds like they're going to go to a full squad. Everybody is eligible to get scholarships as long as the university, the conference agree to that number and can afford it. You know, there's still going to be some places that they're not going to be able to raise that limit and get up to 33, 34, 35 scholarships. That number still has to be set. It has not been set yet, but they're going to come up with a number, and that will be the full amount that you can give. And that's going to be the full amount of the roster. So they're right now it's at a 40-man roster.
Now,
but
you just said a couple of key things. You said university and conference. So is this going to be conference to conference, or is this going to be NCAA-wide, which it should be?
The NCAA is going to come up with the number. Right now, it's a 40-man limit for your team. You can have 40 guys on the team, but still 11.7 scholarships. 40 was the number because of COVID, and you had these extra players sticking around, so they expanded the rosters. Well, COVID years will disappear after this year. There will no longer be any COVID players that got that extra year. So they're going to reduce the limit, the roster limit, and it's going to also be the same limit of the scholarships. They're going to set that number and they're saying somewhere in the mid-30s. Coaches, ADs are wanting 35. I think some of the business side, maybe the presidents, the people who are trying to figure out where we're going to get all this money for the scholarships, they're saying 33. So it's somewhere, that's what I keep reading, between 33, 35, it will be the roster limit and also the number of scholarships. I threw in conference because I got to think there are some conferences that I wonder if they'll create their own kind of limit, and this may be a good question for like a Coach Curry. You know, the OVC, will they be able to go to a 33, 34, 35, whatever the number is, and total number of scholarships for baseball? I don't think so. But could they as a conference say, all right, we can't do 33, but what if we do it at 20? And they set a limit to try to even the playing field. So let's say there was a team that could do 28. You know, they had enough money to do 27, and all these other teams can only do 20.
You got to meet in the middle somewhere.
Do you? That's why I said conference. And could this be a conference-wide rule also? A lot of questions still with this. I mean, it's still coming out, and that's why I wanted to get Coach Van Horn on here tomorrow. I know he has been just pounding over and over how ridiculous it is that there's only 11.7. He's been wanting to get that raised for years, and now it's finally going to happen.
Yeah, well, it's long overdue because this is something that's been a part of college baseball for a long time, and, you know, past 10 years or so, they probably have been trying to get it raised, so it's about time they make it happen.
And it's just growing. College baseball is just growing and growing. The number of – I mean, you look at the number of games that are on TV, the ratings for the College World Series, the regional, super regionals. It's bringing in more money. You got more and more universities starting to make money off of baseball. It's not just SEC schools, although a lot of the SEC schools make money. It's a revenue-producing sport. And it just makes sense that you do this. But now the universities and the ADs, they got to find they got to find this room in the budget. And you think about, with all the other stuff that's going on with Congress and paying players, and you had their budget issues are going to be a problem coming up in the near future. They got to figure out how they're going to do this. So anyway, Coach Van Horn will be on tomorrow to start the show. We'll talk about those scholarships. We'll talk about summer ball, Kendall Diggs coming back, his recruiting class after the draft. So a lot to talk with him about, so glad we got him on tomorrow. But we'll also be talking a lot of high school football tomorrow also. Today, we're going to be talking some football. Paul Simmons is with us, head coach at Harding, at the bottom of the hour, here in about 15 minutes or so. He was at the White House yesterday. It was the day that the White House honors all the national champions from the previous year in the NCAA. And Harding, of course, winning a national championship. They were there, and it turned into be a bigger day because that was the first time Kamala Harris had spoken since Sunday when it was announced that Joe Biden wasn't going to run for re-election, and then he got her support, or she got his support.
Right.
And she hadn't had a public appearance. That was her first public appearance, and so all of a sudden, all the networks cut to this event because it was the first time, and they knew she was going to say something. And she thanked Joe Biden for his, all of his years of leadership, and then for his support of her. And then she got into honoring all these national champions. But I thought it was pretty cool, big moment to get to go to the White House, and then you're there for a pretty big day. So Coach Simmons will join us at the bottom of the hour. We'll hear about their experiences at the White House. Coach Z will be with us at 2:10. We'll talk some basketball with him. Summer League last night, awesome game to finish it up between the Heat and the Memphis Grizzlies. Goes into overtime, clutch shots. Even just to get into overtime. You had a big three from Miami, and then it looks like they're going to win it. Memphis comes down, buries a three. Go to overtime, and I didn't realize, not that I watch a lot of Summer League basketball, but they go to the point system in overtime.
Yeah, Elam ending. They use it. They add 7 on to the score, and it makes for an exciting ending because game is always going to end on a winning basket, and the team is going to be able to walk off the floor. So it's the new wave of basketball. Don't know if it'll take off where NBA or some of these bigger leagues will use it. And maybe they would use it in regular season to decide some games, but come playoff time, they're probably just going to put time back on the clock and do it the traditional way.
I have zero problems with that ending. Zero. I don't care if it's TBT, Summer League, NBA, college. I don't care. It's still basketball, and it's just you set a goal, and first team to reach this point total wins. What's wrong with that? Instead of creating situations where you have double, triple, whatever overtime, and it just goes on and on, why not just put that up there and first one to? It's like it's playing on the courts in the summer. First one to 20 wins.
They could do it. They could do a hybrid version of it, like what 3-on-3 basketball does for Olympic play. Is they have time on the clock, but they also have a point total. So they play to 21, but they play 10 minutes to 21. So whichever comes first, game is over.
Also coming up, Daryl Patton will join us. He's the head football coach at Whitehall. Spent the last several years at Southwest High School. Just took over at Whitehall, and want to talk about what he has with the Bulldogs. Tough year last year, losing Ryan Mount, losing a teammate before the season. Whitehall battled last year. I think they finished, it was 4-6, and they had 5 losses that were all under a touchdown or less. Just a lot of close games that they lost. He feels like they're close and can turn this thing around, and just a resilient bunch to go through what they went through last season. Had to be a difficult year, so I thought it'd be great to get him on here today. So that's kind of what we have planned as far as the rundown of the show. I want to talk some Razorback football with you. And one of the topics I want to hit on, Joe, and yesterday became very obvious to me through listening to some of our callers and reading the text, it's imperative that this team gets off to a good start. Whether it's the morale of the fan base, confidence of the team, it's what this state needs. They need to get off to a good start. And then we talked about the first 5 games, 5 different locations: Fayetteville, Little Rock, Arlington, on the road in Stillwater, on the road in Auburn. So I thought, those 5 games, as important as they are, as kind of strange as they are in 5 different locations, what do you think the record's going to be? You got 2 non-conference games, and then you've got the at Oklahoma State, at Auburn, neutral site with A&M. I think we can make that a poll question.
Yeah.
4-1, 3-2, 2-3.
Just how many wins will they have after first 5 games?
True. Yeah. 4-3-2-1 or 5-4-3-2. You got 4 options, so whatever you want to do there. I think the answer will be 3. Get the 2 non-conference wins and one of those 3, either Oklahoma State, Auburn, or Texas A&M. I think that's what our listeners. I think that's what people will vote. It's going to be close between 2 and 3.
Yeah, exactly. Those two should lead the way.
And maybe I'm being optimistic that there's enough optimistic people out there that feel like they'll win one of those 3. I think there will be very few people that believe they'll have 4 victories, and hardly anybody, unless just jacking with our poll results, we'll put 5. I mean, that best case scenario, obviously, but that's still a lot to ask for a team that only had 4 games, had 4 wins last year to start the season off with 5 wins in the first 5 games. Probably had a lot to ask just to get 4 wins in the first 5 games after only winning 4 last year. Although we know last year there were a lot of close losses, and if they can find a way to turn around that 1-5 record in one possession games and flip it the other way, it could be a totally different result. But with the start of this season being so important, I thought that would be a good question, a good way to start. So if you want to jump in here, 661-1037.
We're going to combine and make put 1 as an option, 0-1, 2, 3, and then 4-5.
Gotcha. All right, I like that.
Yeah, give them some options, because it may be some people that feel like this team will underachieve even more.
I am an optimistic person, so I will be voting 3. I think they'll take care of UAPB and UAB and get 1 win out of Texas A&M, Auburn, or Oklahoma State. And that's, I think I'm being probably I'm not being overly optimistic. That's just they need to get 1 of those 3. They need to get 1 of those 3 to get off to a decent start and build a little something and give the fan base a reason to be somewhat optimistic about the rest of the season, because although you get a lot of home games coming down the stretch, those are the tough home games when you're playing Tennessee, Ole Miss, Texas, LSU, and I guess you get to go to Mississippi State in there, and you got another non-conference game later in the season, but still that's a very important stretch of the season to start it off, and it's not easy. Although there's some doable games in there. I saw the phone line. You were doing the question. You couldn't answer the phone. I thought you grabbed the phone. 661-1037. Anything on there? Not yet. I'll wait on that. Let's get to the Olympic basketball team. Yesterday they were in a battle with Germany. It was a close game.
It was expected that they would have some good competition, and they've had some good competition in a couple of games. The one against South Sudan was not expected, but at the end of the game, we see LeBron come through, and he's been the guy that has taken over this team in clutch moments in the game. And then after both games, he said that he loves the competition. He loves those games and being tested and competitive more so than the blowouts. That's what he said.
Do you think this team can take it to another level? Can they play better than what we've seen against Germany? I know they can play better than what they played against South Sudan. Yesterday against Germany, attention, of course, was divided during the show and watching the game, but then I got to watch some of it at the very end. Could this team play better than what they played yesterday? Are we seeing this team, because it is exhibition games, they're tinkering with some things. I'm sure they're messing with the rotation and who's playing. Or is it just going to be close like this? Is it going to be tough games that they're not going to be the blowouts that people maybe that don't know how good the rest of the world is, and all the NBA players that are playing for these other countries, they don't realize that the competition's better? Are we just going to have battles in a lot of these games?
That's what it'll be. Not that every game will be that, but they're going to be tested in some games. And this is something that we've seen over the past few years, And even with this team that's in place now, this is the current Olympic team USA basketball roster. But in years past, they play world championships the 2 years in between Olympic play. And some of these same players, like Steph Curry, LeBron, this is why they signed up to play in Olympics, because Germany won world championships. And they didn't feel like they put necessarily the best product on the floor and the best talent that could have represented. And then you're looking at some of these guys like LeBron, Steph Curry, some of the older players, that this could be their last run representing Team USA. But the difference is, and you mentioned it with NBA players on teams all over the world, that's what's happening now. You have NBA players on all these teams when, if you go back to 92 with Dream Team, there weren't many NBA players on any of those rosters, so that's why they were able to dominate the way they did. And now, even though U.S. is stacked with all NBA players, some of these other teams, Canada has 10 of 12 players that are NBA players. Germany has 4, but the other 6 players, they play high-level basketball in European leagues. So they do have some really good players on all these teams, and Team USA will be tested.
LeBron bailed him out yesterday, scored the last 11 points of the game. How incredible is that? I mean, he literally took over, hit a big three. He also just, he just drives to the basket. I mean, he is so powerful. He puts his head down, gets to the basket just like he did against Sudan, had the game-winning layup. This time he drives in, does a little reverse fake move, up and under, powers his way in for another layup. The dude just took over at the end of the game and made sure that there was not an upset by scoring the last 11 points of the game. It was pointed out yesterday, here you got LeBron playing so well, and AD is playing well. 2 of the best players on the Olympic team are on the same team, the Lakers. Why can't the Lakers be a competitive team in the West and be one of the teams that are expected to compete for a title when you have those 2 pieces right there?
They need more than just those 2. They need role players that step up. And Austin Reeves is somebody who pretty much has been their third option. At times, D'Angelo Russell. So they do have pieces, but then you have times when these guys are in and out of the lineup and not on the floor together, and dealing with injuries, load management, different things throughout the season. So it takes more than just the 2 of them.
It's almost similar to Tiger Woods. You know, Tiger says he can't be more competitive in the majors because he can't practice enough to get ready for the majors. His body won't let him practice enough. He's afraid if he spent a lot of time practicing, his body would break down before the major started, and he wouldn't even get to play in the major, or he wouldn't be 100% for the major. So he is not clicking on all cylinders when it's time to get to the major. The Lakers, with the load management and the injuries, have to kind of tread water through the regular season, and then they start in the playoffs as a 8 seed, 9 seed, whatever the case is. It's an uphill battle for them to try to get to the finals. If they were able to maybe play all the games, have a good record, be a top seed, their path would be a little easier to get to the finals. But they're not in a position health-wise, age-wise, to do that. It's kind of similar to what Tiger's going through. And at what point do you just say, it's not going to work? You're going to have to do something else.
Well, that's why they have a new coach in place with J.J. Redick, because a lot of times the focus goes on, if you do have all this in place, what's the problem here? So the focus is on coaching, and especially when you see that these guys, at times it appears that they're not paying attention to the coach, or they're wanting to do something different. They have a different philosophy in place that they feel more comfortable with than the coach does. So now management recognizes that, and they say, well, if we're going to invest in these players, then we need to get somebody in with these players that's going to work, that they feel like is going to work.
When we come back, we'll talk some more NBA basketball, Team USA. We'll hear some of the highlights from the game. We're going to talk about the Summer League game coming up. We got what's trending. But next up, we're talking with Paul Simmons, head coach at Harding University. Yesterday, they were at the White House. Today, they've been touring. Where did he just texted me? He said he's calling in. Oh, Annapolis. They were just touring the Naval Academy. He said this is an incredible place. So he's calling us from Annapolis. It'll be a fun interview. Stick around. We're just getting started. It's Out of Bounds.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas football gained a commitment from North Shore High School Houston, Texas cornerback Nigel Pringle yesterday. Pringle chose Arkansas over offers from Arizona, Arizona State, Oregon, Kansas, Houston, UCF, and others. He's the 17th verbal commitment for the class of 2025. His pledge moves Arkansas from the 35th class in the country to the 31st. That's good for 12th in the SEC currently. And in Major League Baseball news, Hagen Smith signed with the White Sox for $8 million. That's nearly $240,000 more than swap value. It breaks the record for the largest bonus ever given to a left-handed pitcher, which was held by Brendan McKay at $7 million. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Hey folks, Ethan Bates here. Some may know me as a Conference USA Player of the Year, but most know me as a spokesman for HJ Trailer Sales in Hot Springs. Anything from customizing any trailer however you want to handling all repairs. HJ Trailer Sales has always provided the best service, and most importantly, they make you feel like family. I'm a Hot Springs guy, so take it from me. HJ Trailer Sales wants to be your local hometown trailer store. Check them out today at hjtrailersales.com or on Facebook.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you.
Brought to you by the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
Clark Power presents Countdown to Kickoff, Friday, July 26th at the Hall. Get a preview of the upcoming Razorback football season with current players Isaiah Satania, Luke Haas, and Landon Jackson. Plus, we'll celebrate the 25th anniversary of the '99 Tennessee Redemption game with Clint Sterner, Anthony Lucas, and Houston Nutt. Tickets are on sale now at littlerockhall.com. Countdown to Kickoff presented by Clark Power with Oaklawn Sports, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Chris Crane Hyundai, Genesis of Conway, Corky's Ribs and Barbecue, Petty Jean Meats, and Fleet Management Services.
Hey Hog fans, it's David Bowser with an important announcement from Hogman's Game Day Superstores. They're closing both their stores on South University in Little Rock and on JFK in North Little Rock. This means big savings for you on all your favorite Razorback gear. Nike, Columbia, and Drake are just a few of the name brands that are now on sale from 20 to 75% off. For years, Hogman's has said, if you can put a hog on it, we probably have it. But supplies are limited. When it's gone, it's gone. So get on down to Hogman's Game Day Superstore to pick up some great deals on all your Razorback gear.
Hot summer days can put a strain on our power grid, increasing the risk of citywide rolling blackouts. Don't get caught off guard and stuck in the heat. You can ensure your home stays cool with a safe and reliable Generac standby generator from Generator Supercenter of Little Rock. Visit us today at 15104 Chenal Parkway in Little Rock to find the perfect power solution for your home. Generator Supercenter, the standby power people. Stop by and see them today.
Take your yard up to the next level with a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Josh Dickinson is a former PGA Tour caddy, and his landscape designs are inspired by some of the most beautiful golf courses around the world. Call Josh at 501-794-2770 for all of your landscaping needs. Flower beds a mess? Josh's crew can give your home the curb appeal you've always wanted. A Caddy's Touch Landscaping also installs French drains, retaining walls, and they'll even take care of your irrigation maintenance needs. A Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Call today, 501-794-2770.
Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wess Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
This is number one champion sound. Yeah, Estelle, we about to get down. Who the hottest in the world right now? Just touched down in London town.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. We're going to go straight to the Hyundai Hotline. Bring in Paul Simmons, head coach at Harding University. Yesterday, the White House. Today, Annapolis. Coach, welcome into the show. What a good couple of days.
I tell you what, it has been. It's been fantastic, and I was lucky enough to include my wife, so we stretched in a little short vacation here. So it's been incredible, really.
Coach, how many players made the trip?
Well, I tell you what, it's kind of a sad story, truthfully. When I got the email, honestly, I just thought, man, there's no way we can do that. Our guys can't afford to do that. I almost didn't even tell them about it. But I thought, well, I better at least mention it because, we couldn't pay for flight, hotel, anything. And so I told them, and we had about 25 guys that signed up. I mean, it breaks my heart that the whole team couldn't be there. But for the ones that got to go, honestly, it was so much more impressive and really well done than I thought. I didn't know what to expect, but it was amazing.
That is disappointing. And I'm thinking if the White House is going to honor all you people, they need to be paying for the whole teams, everybody to come up there. Come on. We got enough waste in the government up there. They can waste some good money on our student athletes that won a national championship. Are you kidding me?
I'm with you. I agree.
We're not going to get political, though. Coach, yesterday, cool moment because, I knew what was going on. I'm sitting there recording it for TV, and then it hits me with President Biden out with COVID. Kamala Harris is going to be doing this. This is her first time to speak since the events over the weekend, and then it got even more attention. The networks broke into programming to show her remarks, and you see all these kids on stage, and while they're there, this moment got even bigger when you think about American history and what all unfolded over the weekend.
I tell you what, you could go on and see my Facebook post. I actually took a picture of the media crowd. There was a massive stage set up behind us just for the media, and there was hundreds of cameras, and the whole thing. It just felt like something really big was going to happen, and the security presence, the media, the whole thing was very surreal, to say the least.
Coach, walk us through the day yesterday, as far as getting to the White House and some of the things that you were able to see and do.
Yeah, absolutely. So the crazy part was when will your team arrive? And I'm like, well, we're all showing up on our own. We got guys walking in from everywhere. But they said, 8:30 gates will open. It'll be first come, first serve as far as going in. So of course we're there first. We're gonna sit on the front row, and so they walk us through security. And then right away, Big Wess, who's our starting D tackle, who's a beast, they pull him out, not on the list. They pull me out, and I thought, we're not even going to get to go in. And they finally found us, and so then we went in, and they walked the teams through the White House initially, really grand tour. They had music playing as you turn the corner, and very, very official, very impressive. I actually walked through with the Colorado ski team, which was pretty neat. We ended up budding up with those guys, and I was walking with them. Arizona State men's swimming team walked with me, and so we toured, got through, and then we came out on the front lawn, and they had this massive, tents everywhere. A giant orchestra was playing. There were games set up. Thankfully, it was cloudy because we all chose to, wear coat and, slacks and look really sharp. And but once we got in, there was a 2-hour window before the event started. And so in the meantime, it was the Harvard fencing team was there. Auburn men's golf, UCLA. Actually, UCLA men's volleyball was having a good time playing volleyball on the front lawn versus Clemson soccer. Just really a surreal experience, to say the least. And then, so we got in, and my guys were on the front 2 rows. And then as it got closer to the time for the event, man, security shows up and the media pours in, and then actually Wess Coleman was one of the young men that stood on stage, and so they practiced their entrance, did that a couple of times, and we were, I guess I was the closest person to the stage, and then I get a message from some friends, hey, C-SPAN's on, and you're sitting there, of course, so I turned around and got a little FaceTime on C-SPAN, which was hilarious, but the whole event was amazing. Then the vice president walks in and she spoke. A young lady that played soccer at Florida State also spoke. But the ceremony didn't last, 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing was just really, really well done. And, I kind of hated it that I couldn't get more of our guys there. But, it's funny, when we were playing in the national championship, the Thursday of that week, they had an amazing event for us. And I'm walking the line with one of my DNs. And he said, Coach, man, this is awesome. If I'd have known it was like this, we'd be trying harder, So I'm kind of like, now that we know this is like, we ought to try to do this again. That's pretty fun. But it was incredible.
Paul Simmons, head coach at Harding, joined us on the Hyundai Hotline. After the event, was there anything for you guys, or were you free for the rest of the day?
No, there was nothing. The guys just kind of went their way. We hugged it up and said, we'll be back in 2 weeks, ready to work. But I hung around and just got through touring the Naval Academy, which is amazing. My wife and I are getting ready to eat a late lunch out here on the water, and so just a last little hurrah before we go to battle.
So what else is planned for this trip, and when are you going to be back in Searcy, ready for some football?
We're on a 7 p.m. flight tonight. Got a direct 7 p.m. flight tonight, and then head down, ready to work. When
do y'all report?
August the 7th, which is pretty late. A lot of the Division I teams are, I talked to my buddy who's a DC at SMU, and they reported today, but they play a week before us. But August the 7th is the first day that we're allowed for our guys to show up, and then we can't practice until like the 10th. So it's that time. It's that time, ready to go.
Coach, coming off championship, where do you guys go from here? You've been known to say that, there was pressure to win that initial championship, and now there's not pressure anymore. So where do you guys go from here and build on trying to get to another one?
Yeah. I do feel that way. Everybody's like, man, Coach, I bet you feel a lot of pressure. How do you defend it? How do you stay on top? You're preseason number one. And maybe I'm dumb, maybe I'm naive, but to me, pressure was before you won anything, right? When you get beaten in the playoffs in the first round with a good team, that's pressure. But I don't feel pressure now. Now it's just, let's double down on the ways that the things that got us there, on the culture and the toughness and accountability. And, we really can just focus on all the things that matter the most to us. And, the irony of that is when you ignore winning and focus on pursuing excellence, pursuing tremendous culture, having guys that love one another deeply, then the winning just takes care of itself. So, I promise you, no one's going to talk about a repeat or defending. We're going to talk about how can we be the most dominant team in the country today, with today's work, with whatever we're doing today. How can we be excellent in pursuing our very, very best today, and just trying to honor God through all the details, and hopefully good things will come from that. I trust that they will.
What does the team have in place as far as players that are returning?
I tell you, we really do have a talented group coming back. A lot of the guys that were, really electric for us last year in the playoffs are coming back. We returned probably 95% of our rushing yards. The biggest deals we lost 4 starting O-linemen, but Coach Chisholm does an incredible job with that group, and I trust that they'll be back and ready to roll. Our defense will be really elite. A lot of big time playmakers for us. Now we will have a big senior class. This is a big, talented, really special senior class that we have coming through right now. So we have a chance to be good again. We'll see. But we do have some special young men, and kind of like last year, really elite leadership as far as guys that get what it means to be a tremendous teammate, to have a humble spirit, to lead by serving, to wash feet as the leader. A lot of guys that embrace that, and when you have that, good things are going to happen.
Talking with Paul Simmons, head coach at Harding University. He's on the Hyundai Hotline. Coach, what have you seen in the off season this summer? What do you like?
Well, we even on the O-line, even though we lost 4 starters, we probably are deeper than we were last year. I think that this is the thing. If you look around college football on any level, when a team wins a national championship, what happens next is people leave, right? Michigan wins it all, the head coach leaves. Linebacker coach takes the job somewhere else. Everybody uses that championship as a trampoline to go somewhere else, and players leave as well. That's what's so unique about us. We went 15-0. We had a dominant run, and we haven't lost a player or a coach, not one. And that's just because of the loyalty and the family that we have. And so, I really do, I love how much our guys buy into what we are preaching as far as the things that matter, right? We've never had a summer where the work has been as impressive as this summer. We've never had as many elite guys as we have right now. Will that equal 15 wins? Who knows? But I do really, really like this group of young men and how they handle their business, the focus, the way they embrace work, and plus we got some guys that can really go. I mean, we really do. And I tell you what, the neat thing is just so much different when you call a young man and you're calling as the national champions. And really, a lot of times this summer, we're recruiting a lot less against schools in our league, and we're recruiting against FCS Division I schools. I mean, that's the kind of guy that we want to recruit, and that's also the kind of guy that we can recruit because our facilities are as good or better. Our culture is unbelievable. The academics are out of this world. Plus, we just have special guys to be around. So, the platform definitely has changed, and we want to embrace that. And really, really just try to, honor God with how we handle where we are right now, but it's exciting for sure.
Coach, you mentioned that defense being elite again. What makes Harding's defense elite?
Well, I tell you, we really do. I know I'm biased, but I think that our defensive staff, Coach Moat, Coach Bigelow, Sam Blankenship, Luke Tribble, those guys are the best in the business. Those are guys that are all qualified to be much bigger places, but they're here because they don't view this as work. This is a mission for them. Obviously, we have a long legacy of being dominant up front. We probably have never been more dominant up front than we are right now. This might sound arrogant, but I do believe that our second string D line would start for most of the schools that are in our league, if not in the country. We're just really, really deep and elite up front. We have, two senior linebackers that are very experienced, in Clark Griffin and Caden Pierce, and then, the back end, I think will be better than last year. So just it starts with elite coaching and guys that buy into that, and young men that care deeply, willing to embrace their role. Probably one of the most unmentioned things last year was Dre Hall. Dre Hall was one of the best players on our team, 12.5 sacks. He'll be an All-American this fall. Well, Dre didn't start for us until week 12, right? And having the humility and recognizing I'm going to do what's best for the team even though I don't like it. Most places, that young man, he throws his hands up and he enters the transfer portal. But for a guy to say, I'm going to be a great teammate no matter what it takes, and then in the playoffs, he was rewarded. He had his day as a starter and was very, very dominant. But there's not a lot of places when you can, have dominant players that can embrace their role even when they don't like it, right? And that's part of, what it takes to be a really great teammate. So great depth, great speed, and a lot of experience is going to show up on Saturdays.
Paul Simmons with us, head coach at Harding. Coach, I'm still taken aback, amazed even, that nobody left. So many players would parlay the success, team success, individual success into an opportunity to go somewhere else and play at a different level. How many guys do you think, guesstimate, could have left and played somewhere else?
I really do think we have a dozen. I think we have a dozen guys that could go up a level, if not more than that. We played Grand Valley. That was a war. We won 7-6. The best D tackle in that game was Wess Coleman. But Grand Valley's D tackle goes in the transfer portal, was offered by everybody in the country, visited everywhere, including Arkansas, and he's at LSU right now.
Wow.
And he was not the best tackle in that game. That screams about, what our guys are like. And, Coach, how do you create loyalty? Number one, you recruit it. You recruit loyalty. I had a camp Saturday, and there was 300 kids there. And I told them, I said, if you're a guy and you changed schools, you changed high schools going into your senior year to improve your recruiting stock, if you left your teammates to improve your recruiting stock, you won't play here. You will not play here. I don't believe in that. Because we're 3-7. So what? You ride with your guys. I want to be around a ride or die guy, and then we're going to treat you in a way, love on you in a way, speak life into you in a way that's going to make you never want to leave. And the other part of that is guys, and well, Coach, you don't want a guy to go in the portal, but you can leave whenever you want to. But that may be true. This is year 19 for me, right? I'm still sitting here, so that argument might fly somewhere else, but it doesn't fly around here. We want to receive loyalty, but we want to demonstrate loyalty with our guys, and really just go overboard in trying to give them the very best situation and opportunity that we can. But I don't know how long it'll last, but we've never lost a starter to a transfer portal. It's never happened to us ever, and I hope we can maintain that level of loyalty around here.
Coach, before I let you go, got to ask about Wyatt. How are things going up in Fayetteville?
Well, Wyatt's doing well. He's doing well. He's working really hard. I need to send you a picture. Xavion Story is the linebacker for Georgia that transferred. Big time talent, was a 5-star high school guy. Wyatt had Xavion out there in the creek catching smallmouth. But he's doing well. He is working hard. It's obviously a very different situation for him. But really likes Coach Pittman, really likes Coach Williams, and just excited to be there. And he's probably gained 18 pounds. He looks great. So we'll see.
Coach, exciting. Great stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed this 20-minute talk with you. Thank you for calling in and taking some time from your quick little vacation.
Always honored. Always honored. Thanks for what you guys do. Appreciate it. And let's go to work.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks, Coach. Have a safe trip home.
Thanks, guys.
Paul Simmons with us on the Hyundai Hotline. Really, we should have him on once a week because I feel so much better about life after talking with him. He's inspirational, and I can see why the team plays as well as they do. He inspires people.
Good coach overall. He knows his stuff. Like he said, he's been doing it for a long time and been doing it at a high level for a long time. They broke through with the national championship, and now they're looking to go for a second one and just keep building.
We'll wrap up the first hour when we come back. We can take some phone calls, 661-1037. 661-1037. Razorbacks record, first 5 games. Got the 2 non-conference game. Well, 3. Oklahoma State's like a conference. I mean, it's a Power 1, Power 5 team. Power 4 team now? Do we have to drop that and go Power 4? What's the record? First 5 games. Huge stretch to start the season. That's the out of bounds question of the day. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Do you know what's even better than the dough steak and tamales? Dough steak and tamales on our dog-friendly patio. So come on down Monday through Friday 11 to 2 for lunch and Monday through Saturday 5 to 9 for dinner. Doe's is at the corner of Ringo and Markham in downtown Little Rock, where we are locally owned and operated for over 36 years. And don't forget, Doe's Eat Place for goodness steaks.
Are you in a constant battle with mosquitoes outside your house? Well, stop smacking yourself in the face and call Mosquito Joe. Whether the kids are playing in the yard or if you're just cooking out with friends, Mosquito Joe treatments allow you to enjoy your yard without the nuisance of pesky mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas. No more itching and no more wasting time on smelly bug sprays that don't work. Visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com to get more information and a free quote. With Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again.
If you are looking for a safe and loving home for you or your loved one, visit Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center. Just 15 minutes from Little Rock and Benton, our skilled nursing staff is dedicated to providing quality long-term care and short-term therapy. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. You can call Heartland home.
Hey, Don Dugan here, and I've been advertising Dugan's Pub on the Buzz for over a decade for a couple different reasons. Number one, it works. The other is because of James Ballantyne. He's been my guy since the very beginning, from always presenting a solid marketing plan, creating commercials and promotions to advise me on the best path going forward for Dugan's Pub. Ballantyne has been someone I've always trusted. He's done the same thing for Edwards Food Giant, Gravely Mowers, The Butcher Shop, and quite a few others. If you want your business to grow like ours has, call him at 501-350-1474.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. When someone is told to cut to the chase, it means they should avoid wasting time with a lot of unnecessary details and quickly get to the point. This phrase originates from the early days of Hollywood, when silent films had dialogue scenes that were really boring, and people were more interested in action-packed scenes, like elaborate chase scenes. Audiences would yell at the projectionist to fast forward to the exciting scenes or to cut to the chase. Why don't you cut to the chase right now and get thee over to Doublebee's? Big Rock Pizza, Chester's Chicken, Catfish on Fridays, hamburgers at Rosebud, etc., etc. There is some great grindage just waiting for you. Just a few minutes ago, I crushed a chicken biscuit. If you really deserve a break today, go to Doublebee's. Because Doublebee's is where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Hi, I am Joseph Pena of the Arkansas State basketball team. Shipments of summer fashion are arriving at Bell & Swart. That means swimwear from Saks, Gentile, Polo, and shirts, Maui Jim sunglasses, and Johnny O sportswear. Be sure and check out Martin Dingman Lodge for shoes, belts, bags. So, hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
Southern Bank presents Family Feud on 1037 The Buzz. Tune in to Morning Mayhem on Tuesday mornings for your chance to play with Justin Moore, David, and Roger. Family Feud on Morning Mayhem brought to you by Southern Bank. Bankwithsouthern.com.
Beechwood Pinnacle Hotel Group is the leader in the state in managing hotel properties. From El Dorado to Jonesboro to Fayetteville to Kansas City and back home in Little Rock, you will find a Beechwood Pinnacle managed hotel property. Are you looking for a weekend staycation? Book the Hilton Garden Inn located on Rock Street and enjoy the Agassi 7-rooftop bar with fantastic views of the Little Rock skyline. Open Sunday through Thursday evenings from 4 to 11 and Friday and Saturday from 5 to midnight. Find them on the web at bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotel Group.
Hey, monster on the beat, Debo, any rap. He a free throw, man down, call like Amber Lambs. Tell him free, bro. Nella to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni? Trying to see Compton. They in the street can hate me. For Marlon, they mama. How many?
All right, back at it. Quick segment here. That was fun. I'm not going to apologize for going long with Paul Simmons. He was awesome.
Always is.
No, he really is. It's every time I forget how great he is until it's over. I'm like, man, got to get him on more. He's so awesome. Good luck to them. Let's see here. D3 Auto Sales text line question of the day for Out of Bounds is Arkansas's first 5 games, 5 different locations, 2 non-conference games. Got the Oklahoma State game, Auburn, Texas A&M. What's the record going to be? Jeff says 4-1. Jeff, I will take 4-1 right now. Sign me up. Sign me up for that.
Everyone would.
Goodness gracious. Can you imagine what the feeling will be going into October if the Arkansas Razorbacks are 4-1?
18.5% right now says 4 to 5 wins.
All right, I like it. Let's get some optimism around this place. We need it.
But it's pretty much split between 2 and 3. 2 is 39%, 3 is 40%.
Spencer writes in, we will go 2-3 to start the season and won't win another game all year. Oklahoma State will embarrass us. That's what I'm used to around here. The negativity, the pessimist. That's not you, Spencer, not intern Spencer. That's a whole different Spencer here. John Mark says, ask Coach if he was approached by any other bigger schools to hire him this season. I'm sorry, John Mark. I just saw this. I was thinking he's the type of guy. They could win it all again this year, and there would be somebody that would, at a higher level, FCS, FBS school, be like, dude, we got to look at this guy. He's won 2 straight national championships. Look at the way he builds the program, how he builds the fundamentals of the program, and how he's able to sustain success. And they would go out and try to hire this guy. He's the type of guy that would say no. And say that, honest, that would be my feeling. I would be more surprised that he took the job than if he stayed. It wouldn't surprise me at all if someone came knocking and he said, no, I'm staying at Harding. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would be surprised if he left. 501, Wes, who do you think starts in the secondary this year? That's a good question. Where are we on time? We're about to hit the top of the hour break. We'll hit that in the second hour. We kind of looked at the tight ends yesterday and went through the tight ends and where I think they got plenty of depth and they're in very good shape at tight end, led by Luke Haas. We'll do that with the secondary in the second hour. Good question. They are doing it because you have schools using NIL to pay tuition. This would really level the playing field by capping roster sizes and giving full rides to everyone. That was when we were talking about baseball scholarships, and you shouldn't have to be using that NIL money to pay for a scholarship. You should be using that name, image, and likeness money to maybe save a little money and have a little something when you graduate college. You shouldn't have to be doing it just to pay off your books and loans and housing. You're there to play baseball for the university, and you're paying your way. You're paying to play baseball. And that, to me, has been a setback for college baseball for years because there are families that can't afford or would rather take a $400,000 or $500,000 signing bonus if they're, drafted in the 4th round.
I don't think that's going to stop that, though.
I do.
No, $400,000 to $500,000.
Yeah.
No.
I totally disagree with you, Joe. There are families that don't want to take out loans, pay to play college baseball.
Yeah,
and now you can gamble
they're
and say
looking for an opportunity, and when you get drafted high, that's an opportunity.
Well, I'm not saying first round. I'm saying guys that are taking 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, high school kids all the time, looking this year's draft, and they're getting a $400,000 signing bonus. Well, you can take that $400,000, put it in your pocket, or you can go to college and pay to play college ball, take out student loans. Well, now you won't have to do that anymore, and you'll get some NIL money. And you may get drafted in the 1st round or 2nd round, turn that $400,000 bonus into an $8 million, Hagen Smith. I think more and more kids will skip going to the minor leagues straight out of high school because they'll now have a full ride. All right, well, we got to take a break. Ooh, hour number 2.
The Mayhem returns to Sherwood Friday morning with Morning Mayhem on location at Fletcher Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Check out their inventory at frankfletcherdodgechryslerjeep.com.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you.
Brought to you by the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
It's where the big boys come to play.
This is madness! This is Sparta!
103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
Democrats across the country are preparing for the national convention in Chicago. Delegates from every state must now nominate a new presidential candidate after President Biden dropped from the race. Arkansas delegates held a private meeting Monday night and unanimously voted to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris. Planned lane changes coming to Markham Street have garnered mixed reactions from people in Little Rock. The city has been awarded $1 million for construction starting on Woodrow Street and extending to Ridgeway Street. City officials said the project will take the right and left lanes and merge them in one on each side while adding a center turn lane. City officials say the goal is to make the area more pedestrian friendly while also slowing down traffic. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Clark Powers, July 26th at the Hall. Get your Tito's Handmade Vodka VIP tickets now at 1037thebuzz.com.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Scattered showers remain in the forecast throughout the rest of this afternoon. High temperatures today will be in the lower 80s, so around 10 degrees below average for this time of year. And we'll keep on and off shower chances in the forecast throughout the rest of the work week into the weekend. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Riverfront Steakhouse Special, dinner for two for $60. 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, 2 sides, and our famous salad bar. Only $60. Good Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
Political strategist and host of the Sunday Buzz, Bill Vickery, gets in the mix with the guys from Morning Mayhem, brought to you by Dugan's Pub with cold beers on tap, weekday lunch specials, and games on the big screens. And by Dizzy Gypsy Bistro, just around the corner from Dugan's in the River Market.
This is Pat Bradley for Brewski's. Attention wing lovers, Monday just got a whole lot better at Brewski's. $1 wings every Monday all day long. Choose from 11 sauces, whether you like them boneless or traditional, we'll get you covered. And remember, this is dine-in only, so gather your friends, grab a seat, and dive into wing heaven. We got cold drinks with the wings and unbeatable atmosphere only at Brewski's. $1 wings every Monday, both locations. That's Brewski's North and Brewski's Downtown. It's Brewski's, you're home for lunch, happy hour, and late night.
One of the most common goals is to save more money. This is Michaela with First Financial Bank, reminding you that our Kasasa Rewards checkings puts your earnings directly into a Kasasa savings account. If you simply use your debit card, utilize online banking, and receive an e-statement, you'll be earning and saving money. It's that easy. Stop by or visit us online at ffb1.com to learn more. First Financial Bank, we're in the business of you.
Member FDIC.
Injured? There's only one number you need to know. 888-8888.
At Rainwater Holton Sexton, no case is too big and no insurance company too strong.
Just dial 888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
At Southern Floor Coating, coatings are all they do, and they won't be beat on price. Factory-trained installers using the purest form of polyurea with UV stability for all your outside projects. When you call, you'll talk with a professional interested in your project, not a voicemail. Don't trust a fly-by-night company that may not be in business next year. Transform your patio, porch, or pool deck and call the real pros at Southern Floor Coating. 501-402-4912 or take a look at southernfloorcoating.com.
Chris Kane joins Morning Mayhem every Monday, presented by Trader Bill's Outdoor Sports, serving sportsmen with one goal, to offer the highest quality hunting, fishing, and marine products available at affordable prices since 1983.
Yep. And ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
See, here's the thing. If I'm his agent, I'm going in and I'm putting the Trevor Lawrence contract down and I'm saying, you're going to match this and we have a deal. And if not, we'll see you, I don't know, maybe next season. And obviously, he's not going to hold out the full year. That doesn't happen in the NFL. But if you take Trevor Lawrence's best season statistically, which was 2 years ago, the first year under Doug Peterson, 66% completions, 4,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Jordan Love last year, 64% completion, so just a tick below. 4,100 yards, threw for about 46 more than Trevor Lawrence did. 32 touchdowns to Lawrence's 25, 11 INTs to Lawrence's 8. Why isn't Jordan Love worth the same money as Trevor Lawrence? Because I get your point on Allen, Burrow, Lamar, completely agree. But when Lawrence is making 5 years, $275, why can't Jordan Love make that?
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon.
Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always.
Live from the Signal Media Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wess Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
Time for your Razor Hog update. Biggest Razorback news from the night. Hagen Smith signed, sealed, and delivered. Chicago White Sox. $8 million signing bonus. Pretty good for the fourth pick.
That's
Fifth
awesome.
pick, yeah. It's the most a left-handed pitcher has ever received as a signing bonus. And he joins a very exclusive club for those that have signed an $8 million signing bonus or more. I noticed several of the draft picks from this year got above slot value. And his slot value was like 7.5 something, so he got $400,000 more than slot value. It's a good agent.
It's a great reward for being drafted high.
Let's look at your Razor Hog update. We've got Coach Z. Call Coach Z. That was difficult. Team Arkansas. I know that was disappointing for them to lose in the first round in a tough game like that. It was over before it really got started. But we're going to get him on here. We can talk some Team USA basketball with him as they hold off Germany and get the win. And then last night, just a very entertaining summer league basketball game. And look, because Kalel Ware was playing in it, I was a little bit more tuned in to watch. Kalel looks great. He had a double-double. I think he ended up with a double-double. At one point, he had 8 rebounds. I think he got a couple more rebounds. I never saw his final statistics last time, but Miami wins it in overtime. They hit the game-winning basket, kind of a driving layup, tough physical layup, and put it in there. Not really a layup, but a little 4-footer from the middle of the lane. Gets
Their
it to roll
second-round
in.
pick got the game winner.
He was a second-round pick?
Yeah, from Kansas. Pell Larson.
Yeah, Larson started off on fire and got in foul trouble and had to sit a lot, but he ended up scoring points per minute was really good because he didn't get to play that much.
Guy that hit a big three towards the end of the game, towards the end of regulation, Josh Christopher, he was the championship game MVP.
Yeah, he was very good too. Coach Z joins us, Matt Zimmerman, on the Hyundai Hotline. What's up, Coach?
Oh, I'm sitting here talking to Dan Bartosik and Lauren Evans. Great Razorbacks, and outside of Bud Walton Arena, just waiting on you guys to call.
Well, awesome. Glad you could make a couple of minutes for us. Did you get to watch any of that Summer League championship game last night?
I saw a little of it. I was wanting to watch all of it, but we had the annual. It's a pretty good deal down at Farrell's on Dixon. Learfield puts on a thing every year. They've been doing it since Bobby Petrino was the head football coach here, and they do it for basketball as well. They started the basketball when Coach Anderson's first year, and they call it kickoff with the coaches, and then the basketball when they call it tip-off with the coaches. It's an annual deal. We do it twice a year, once football, once for men's basketball, and a lot of corporate people there. A lot of Learfield sponsors are there. So that was last night, so that interfered a little bit with me getting to watch all of the Summer League, but I tried to watch as much of. I watched the semifinal games, and I watched a lot of Summer League. I usually get to watch a lot, and I got to watch quite a bit this year when I could. So good Summer League. It was competitive, and there were some really good players. Your young man right down there from North Little Rock, he had a great Summer League.
Yes, he did. He was first team all Summer League. They showed that last night and had another good game last night. Did he end up with a double-double, Joe?
Can't remember exactly where he ended. But he had another good game where he's even showing that he can shoot from outside at 7'2".
Yeah. He's so talented, so skilled, and, in the summer league, he showed a lot of energy that sometimes he don't always show. And he had shown a pretty high motor there, and he was impressive, man. I know Johnny Rice and everybody that, got to coach him as he rolled his way up and was proud of that, man. He was really good. I wish he'd have been a Razorback. But, man, that's a really good player, and he's going to have a great NBA career.
He did have a double-double, 21 and 10.
21 and 10. I knew he was at 8, and I saw one rebound, and I wasn't sure if he got that other one to make it a double-double. Coach, which former Razorback helped himself the most at the Summer League?
Ricky Council, Jordan Walsh. Jordan was in a 2-way or 3, or, a 2 or 3 year contract. But those guys, and maybe can get into a rotation and play. And now Jordan's in a tough situation because he's on the NBA champion. That's a good team. And you're not losing a lot of guys off that, so he's still going to have to just compete to play. The Summer League can be a little bit misguided at times, because used to be back in the day as Summer League got started, if you did well in the Summer League, to me it meant you were going to get in a rotation. Now it doesn't necessarily mean that, Wes, because that was in the old days of 12 players on a team, right? Mm-hmm. And so all NBA teams carried 12, and now that they carry 18, I was looking at an NBA in the summer up until, I don't know, like middle of October, they can carry like up to 22 people on a roster. And so you look at some of these NBA rosters, there's 21, 22 people on there. You only play 5. And so even in a real regular NBA regular season game, they're generally going to play 9. They might play 10. And they're generally going to dress out 15. So 15 are going to be dressed out, and 5 of them are never going to hit the floor. And then you got 22 on the roster. There's a lot of people. So sometimes you see guys do well in the Summer League, and then it doesn't equal to what's going to happen in their NBA regular season.
Coach, that just goes with the money that's invested now, and with these TV contracts, they can afford to expand those rosters.
Exactly. That's why it happened. It was the number one, the wear and tear on NBA players when you had to go the whole season with 12 dudes. And now that you can have 18 or on there, you can move guys down to the G League, let them get some minutes, and then like a Jordan Walsh, and then bring them back up to the NBA. We've had a lot of our guys that have spent time in the G League over time, And so now with the collective bargaining agreement, the NBA is a very wealthy league. It's a huge TV contract. It's a lot of money. And so, there's a lot of guys that make a lot of money, and they can have more of them. And the NBA is still trying to figure out the more players you have, the more guys you keep on an active roster. Also down the road, that equals more pensions and that more retirement that they're going to have to pay out. And the NBA is the league where you have to spend 4 years on an NBA roster. If you make it 4 years, you're going to get a good NBA pension the rest of your life. And if you can make it to 10 years, then you get way more. And you get all of your spouse or your family's medical insurance. All of that is taken care of if you make it for 4 years, for 10 years in the league. So those are the two numbers for an NBA player: 4 years and 10 years. And once you've cleared that 10-year hurdle, man, you're set, and you really don't have to. When you get out of the league, you probably, if you've been smart with your money, as much as those guys are being paid now, you don't even have to, you wouldn't have to go to work if you don't want to. Now, everybody wants to work if you're a motivated person, accomplish something, achieve other things after the ball deflates. But those guys, 4 years, if you spend 4 or 5 years in the NBA and you're out, you're probably going to have to go to work at some point in your life. But if you make it that 10-year mark, you'll never have to work if you don't want to.
Something else has happened with Summer League is you're seeing a lot of second-year players really take off. You mentioned how Ricky Council, Jordan Walsh.
Nick Smith.
Yeah, and MVP of Summer League, Jalen Wilson. He's a second-year player from Kansas, and it just kind of goes with that trend. He averaged 22 and 5, 22 points, 5 rebounds, and shot 47%. He's somebody. Usually you see the MVP of the entire Summer League most of the time it comes from participants in the championship game. This is a guy, they didn't even make the championship game, and he was that impressive throughout.
Yeah, they wore it out, and he was outstanding. The team was just okay, and it's now that they've got all the teams in Vegas for Summer League, and the way they don't really do a real long tournament, you can it's hard even to get in there. Basically, if you lose a game, especially if you lose two, you're not going to make the little tournament. So I wish they'd expand that tournament some. They got they don't go to camp till late September. They got plenty of time. They could spend a couple more days. And as Summer League has gotten more popular, these games are on ESPN. Mm-hmm. I look forward to watching them. I wish there were Summer League games I could watch tonight. And so, even if you don't want to put them on ESPN, you can always put them on the NBA channel. So, to me, by not playing a few more games, they're kind of losing out. And again, it's July. If this was September, I wouldn't want to be having a lot of Summer League if I was a owner or general manager or team president. But this is July. You got 18 guys. Some of the rosters, like we said, have 22 guys. Let them play. Let them get out there and play. Let them have a lot of games right now.
Coach, I think part of that, though, is the risk for injury, because out of the 30 teams, you see that they only do a 4-team playoff. And a lot of times you'll see the number one picks of these teams, they're held out in some of the last few games.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're trying to weigh there as far as, really having competition, but also making sure those players don't have a big-time risk for injury.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea to hold out your top guys, but not everybody on your 22-man roster is your top guy. If you want to hold out Dalton Connect because you think he's going to be a big part of your Lakers, and he's already played 3 Summer League games and he's played pretty good, then hold him out. If you got Zach Edey and he's played pretty well and you want to hold him out. But all those other guys need to play. And especially if you're going to be having 22 guys on a roster in the summer, let those guys get out there and play. We've gotten so worried about injuries, and that's part of it. That's why in college football, a lot of your guys opt out of bowl games, which has been a tough thing for fans to see over the years. And so it's really interesting. We're careful. I know, like here with Coach Musk, that was one reason he wasn't a big. He didn't scrimmage a whole lot. He practiced hard. The guys got after it. They competed. It was good practices, but it wasn't going to be a lot of scrimmaging. I think he was worried about injuries. And now Coach Cal, they do a lot more scrimmaging and things like that. So it's all about philosophy.
Matt Zimmerman with us on the Hyundai Hotline. Coach, I know the TBT experience wasn't what you were hoping. Y'all were wanting to still be up there. Playing today, and didn't go as you hoped. What was your takeaway from the TBT?
Well, I loved it. I really did, and it was nice just to be around a team. We had those practices in Little Rock, and we were there for 3 days, and we traveled to Indy super early on a Thursday, got up there, practiced in Hinkle Fieldhouse, and that was good, and then had a chance to win on Friday. The 2 best players were Jalen Barford and J.D. Notte, and needed a really big game out of Jalen. Now, he had 12 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. He played pretty good defense, but overall he didn't play well. And he was 4-14 from the field, and made a couple of tough shots. But it was going to be hard for us to beat Eberline Drive if he went 4-14. And he had a shot to win the game. Unfortunately, he missed it. It was a tough shot on the left wing. It was during the Elam ending. That was really exciting. And if he makes that shot, you win the game. He misses it. Ball ricochets around. J.D. Notte got it. He had the presence of mind. He was about the free throw line, and he had to back up, which if he'd have scored a 2, he wouldn't have won the game. We'd have been on defense, and the opponent, Eberline Drive, would have only needed to score 2 to win. He did have the presence of mind to back up, to backpedal, but when he first caught the ball, he was wide open. By the time he backed up, they were running at him pretty hard, and he lifted his shot, a high arcing shot. He shot an air ball. You get JD shooting a 3-pointer to win it, like Jalen Barford. That's not bad. And he missed, and then we had to get a stop. And what was really hard for me was we're man-to-man, and Tyler Stone, okay, and we had recruited him and coached him, got him. He was a Memphis kid, and now he's a man. He's about 32, 33 years old, and he's played 11 years overseas basketball. And I got to see him in the hallway, first time in years, and saw him in the hallway before the game, and he gave me a big hug. He couldn't believe I was even there. And he had just grown up a lot. And after I got done talking to him, I was like, oh, gosh, I mean, he's matured. Hopefully he doesn't have a very good game. Well, he killed us. He scored I think he scored 8 of their last 11. And he had the ball at the end. They really didn't run a play. They just got the ball to him, spread everybody out, and he was going one-on-one with Hunter Mickelson, and Hunter was doing everything he could to guard him. Hunter's big. And Tyler Stone made a move, made another move, made a step back, and drilled the game winner. And they played the home team, Butler's team, the next game, and smacked those guys pretty good. And then they're playing today again, and if they win, they will win that regional, and they'll be in the final 8. That's Eberline driving. Archie Goodwin's on that team. Archie didn't play great against us, but he made a couple plays. But Tyler Stone, hey, Wes, it wasn't no fun losing, and it sure wasn't any fun losing to somebody who used to coach. He made a step back, and I was like, I remember doing drills. We were working on that kind of stuff, golly.
You showed him what he knows, Coach.
Huh?
You showed him what he knows.
I don't know. I can't take credit for that. But he was Tyler Stone was outstanding, man. He played really well, and I felt bad. I went in the locker room, and it felt like we'd been together for 6 months. We'd only been together a week, really about 5 days. But those guys wanted to win so bad. They're real. I mean, Adriel Bailey played his butt off. And, Dustin Thomas was there. Day was there, and those guys all. Hey, we had no problems with them the 5 days we were with them. They were very respectful. We had 10 players. They were very respectful. I wish we'd have won, and we were one shot. We were one made shot from winning the ball game. So that wasn't any fun, but overall it was a good experience. Monty Patel, appreciate Monty asking me to be a part of that. That was nice of him, and really met a lot of good people through TBT. I love the TBT. In July basketball. A lot of people don't know much about it, but a lot of our fans kept up with it. Had a lot of people message me about it, so that was kind of
How was the pace of that game? Was it what you expected?
Medium. No, medium shot clock, 30-second shot clock, medium pace. It was not the fastest game in the world. It wasn't the slowest. The first dead ball under 4-minute 4-minute mark is when they start the Elam ending. And I was hoping that we'd be up 6, 7, 8, 9 points or something at the end of that. But they had the ball, and they called timeout to start the clock, which kind of surprised me about Eberline, because if they'd have scored, say, a 2 or 3 point, they'd have been up 2. Then you might call timeout. But they called timeout. They had the ball, and so the Elam ending started. It was 71-71. So 8 points is the target score. So it was whoever got to 79 first. And Jalen Barford made a tough basket coming out of to start that. Clock's off, but the shot clock's still used. And we had a tough. They were a little more aggressive to the hoop than we did. I thought we shot some threes, and at one point the fouls were 15-4. Not complaining about the referees; they had a tough job, but it was 15. And finally, we started attacking a little bit more, and we started getting to the line, and we're kind of able to close the gap. We were up early, and then we were down 15. And then we was up 6, and then, like I said, it was 71-71 going into the Elam ending. We lost the game 79-76. Yeah.
Coach, I like that ending. I liked it last night with the Summer League. I like it with TBT. Yeah. Could you ever see college basketball, the NBA, adopting that?
Yeah, I mean, I used to never think that, but I was always intrigued by it up to maybe 10 years ago. First time I ever saw it was the very first TBT that they had. And I guess it was about 10 years ago. I think that's about when that started. And it was really interesting. It's really great to watch on TV. Every shot is so big. And it's not necessarily, sometimes it's against the shot clock, but often it's just against the offense versus defense, and can you score? And when they hit that shot against us, I coached Tyler Stone. When he made that shot as like a 32, 33-year-old man, he runs down the floor, and his teammates are chasing him, hugging. That's the happiest I've ever seen him. I mean, he was just so happy, and it's exciting. It's a big deal, and it's really exciting brand of basketball having that Elam ending. Do I think college or NBA will go to it? Probably not. The running clock, the clock is such an important part of the game, and TBT does a good job keeping the clock because they have the shot clock. But it's just a different kind of deal. I love it though. It's exciting. It is competitive. Those guys want to win.
Summer League is using it as far as OT. We saw it last night for the championship game. they use Elam ending. So, a lot of times they'll look at things for Summer League and they'll implement them at some point. Will that be one of them? Yet to be seen, but they are at least interested enough in it.
Yeah, I think so. And it's the good thing about it is that, say, like in our situation, it was 70. It was 70. They had 77. We had 76. So it changed our philosophy. Instead of a Jalen Barber or Note being on the attack, we had to run it. We tried to run a set play to get a three-pointer because we have 76. We have to have the target score 79. So, we don't score. And then you got to make sure your guys know we got to play great defense without fouling because if we foul, they're getting 2 free throws. And they've got 77. So if they make both free throws, whereas like there's so much strategy involved. Like when we had 76 and we're getting ready to run a play and we need a three-pointer to win, I was thinking Eberline's going to foul, right? Because if they foul, we got 2 free throws. Well, even if we make 2 free throws, 76 plus 2 is 78. We can't win the game. But if you let Jalen Barford or you let J.D. Note make a three-pointer, you lose the game. Well, Eberline didn't foul, which it worked out for them. They ended up getting a stop. But even if they would have missed their shot, the game continues. It doesn't end at the buzzer. It continues until someone makes a play and someone scores that winning point.
I like it. I'm sold. Coach, we appreciate it. We'll let you get back to it. Thank you for your time.
All right. Talk to you next week. Okay.
Matt Zimmerman with us on the Hyundai Hotline. When we come back, we're going to talk a little high school football. Daryl Patton will join us, head coach down at Whitehall. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Listen each Friday during Drive Time Sports for the basketball insider in Arkansas. It's Pure Sweat Skills and Training's Bart Reed. Made possible by Martin Orthopedics with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village. Staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas football gained a commitment from North Shore High School Houston, Texas cornerback Nigel Pringle yesterday. Pringle chose Arkansas over offers from Arizona, Arizona State, Oregon, Kansas, Houston, UCF, and others. He's the 17th verbal commitment for the class of 2025. His pledge moves Arkansas from the 35th class in the country to the 31st. That's good for 12th in the SEC currently. And in Major League Baseball news, Hagen Smith signed with the White Sox for $8 million. That's nearly $240,000 more than swap value. It breaks the record for the largest bonus ever given to a left-handed pitcher, which was held by Brendan McKay at $7 million. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center in Benton proudly offers compassionate and loving care to our veterans, meeting the unique needs of every veteran who calls Heartland home. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Christy Pettit in Maumelle, Matt Cooper in Russellville, or Madison Buse in England.
Had a devastating knee injury, tore my ACL, tore my PCL, shredded my medial meniscus, and had an initial surgery. That really didn't hold. Had another follow-up surgery around 8 years later. That didn't work, and I didn't want to undergo another surgical procedure.
Enough with the surgeries. They didn't ease the pain, and recovery was brutal. Carmen heard about another treatment for pain relief, the non-invasive regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
I simply figured, heck, I'm going to pick up the phone and call QC Kinetics, and since I've been treated, my quality of life has dramatically gotten better, and I can't thank QC Kinetics enough.
These are the nation's leaders in regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics uses the body's own healing components to help provide relief and functionality.
10 months ago, I had difficulty walking up and down a flight of steps. Now I can do just about anything I desire. I'm back to the old me.
If you have joint pain, before you consider surgery, call QC Kinetics. The consultation is free.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
501-222-8440.
Is your bank in the business of you? At First Financial Bank, we offer a high-interest checking account and competitive interest rates on personal, business, and home loans, all with unmatched customer service. This is Scott Walker, Market President, and we believe in being a supportive partner by investing in the communities where we do business. Stop by a branch today. At First Financial Bank, we've been in the business of you since 1934.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
First Financial Bank, in the business of you.
Arkansas golf legend John Daly joins the mayhem each week, brought to you by Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today, and by Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, family owned and operated diesel and truck repair you can trust.
Hot summer days can put a strain on our power grid, increasing the risk of citywide rolling blackouts. Don't get caught off guard and stuck in the heat. You can ensure your home stays cool with a safe and reliable Generac standby generator from Generator Supercenter of Little Rock. Visit us today at 15104 Chenal Parkway in Little Rock to find the perfect power solution for your home. Generator Supercenter, the standby power people. Stop by and see them today.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. Glad you're with us. We're going to talk a little high school football now. Daryl Patton joins us, head coach at Whitehall, first-year head coach at Whitehall. What's going on, Coach? How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Wes? Joe, you guys doing good?
It's a good day. Good. Getting closer and closer to the start of football, so we're getting a little excited up here. We're ramping up.
No doubt. Every day is just one day closer.
All right, tell me what's going on at Whitehall. Last year had to be a difficult year for those young men with everything they went through. What have you seen when you walked in and spent a summer with these guys?
Well, when I got there in January, I saw a very tough, resilient group. They had faced a ton of adversity, just a lot of heartache. Losing Coach Mallett and losing Ben Reddick's, one of their former classmates, teammates. Just a lot of tough times, and they had really formed a really tight bond, not just in the team, but the school, the faculty, the community, and they were just very tough and resilient. And they last year, I thought they played extremely hard for Coach Mitchell, and they were just so close. Just so many games could have gone either way, a break here, a break there. I mean, I wouldn't be down there. I mean, to be honest with you, they were close to being an 8-2 type team, and just couldn't get over the hump, and some tough breaks got them.
Coach, when you take over a new team there at Whitehall, what's the first order of business? What do you want to get in there and implement right away?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. This is a little bit different than teams I've had in the past. Every program that I've gone into in the past, whether it be Bryant, Fayetteville, Boxside, or Southwest, they were all programs at the time. You're talking 2 or 3 win type programs, and so it was kind of a total rebuild. Whitehall is the best program I've gone into as far as they've been middle ground. They've averaged 5 or 6 wins probably for the last 23 years. They've had a few 9-win seasons, even better than that. They made the state championship game a couple of years ago. So they weren't far off. We just needed to get them over the hump. And so I just went in there and preached one heartbeat and, trying to do things the right way, try to create some discipline. Several times last year, they played with so much emotion, they kind of lost their cool at times. And so just trying to be a little more cool, calm, and collected, play with more discipline, and let's find a way to get over the hump because this is a good program.
Coach, because of what that team has gone through in the last year, do you have to come in any different, or are you able to do some other things different because of their close knit and the tightness of the team?
Well, I wanted to show them that I cared, and I do care, and I'd run through a brick wall for them, and I want those kids to, and they've given me a chance. They really have, and I feel like I'm really happy where we're at right now. We've come a long way. We're making strides. We're doing a few things different on offense, and I think Coach Mitchell staying with us as our defense coordinator, that gives us a really strong connection to the past. He's been there. He knows those kids. He was there with Coach Bodie and with Coach Mallett, and And so there's not been a lot of changes, but there has been some, and the kids have been really open-minded to it. I'm pleased with where we're at, through team camp and 7-on-7. We really competed this year. We won, I think, 14 games in 7-on-7, 14 out of 20, which is that's not PA numbers, that's not Fayetteville numbers. But for Whitehall, that's a huge step in the right direction. Each team camp that we had, we were very competitive with everybody we played. And I know one thing about our kids: they're going to compete, they're going to play hard, and they don't like coming off the field non-victorious. So they take some pride in it.
Coach Darryl Patton joining us here on Out of Bounds from Whitehall. Coach, Whitehall has really good football facilities, great football facilities. How important is that in building a winning program?
Well, I mean, I think it's a huge plus. It's not, you don't necessarily have to have good facilities to be a good football program. There's a lot of teams out there that do a lot with very little, but I think it's really a source of pride. When you have great facilities, our kids, every time they come to work or they come to practice, they're walking in some of the best facilities in the state, and I think it's a big source of pride and kind of, gives you a little chip on your shoulder to go out there and play maybe even a little bit harder.
Coach, what do you think's the strength of this team? Is there a position group?
Well, I mean, I think our skill players are really good. I think our offense and defensive starters are really good. I think we can compete with most everybody on our schedule. I really believe. University of Parkview may be a different story. Those guys are on a different level, but we got good frontline talent. What we've got to do is create some depth, and that's what we've been really working on this summer. And like most teams, if we have any key injuries, that really scares you. So we hopefully we stay lucky and stay healthy. If we do, I think we got a chance to be really competitive and get in the playoffs.
You have a certain philosophy when it comes to the team overall, offense, defense, or is that something that you just adjust to with the players?
Well, one thing, if you look back through the years I've been coaching, which is a long time, I love to play no spread, no huddle, up tempo, really throw the ball, spread the field, take what the defense is giving us. I like to be balanced, and that doesn't mean necessarily 50-50 run pass. It just means we've got to be able to throw the ball equally as well as we can run football. Whatever they're giving us, we take it. That's my philosophy. That's what I like to do on offense. But I'm going to try to adapt to my talent. And so there's been years that we've run the dead tee. There's been years we've run, even the flex bone at Southwest. That's the talent we had, and that's what we had to do. But at Whitehall, I really like our young quarterback, White Golden. I think he's got a chance to be really, really good. He's only going to be a junior, but he reminds me a lot of some of the quarterbacks I had at Fayetteville, which were some really good ones. The kid, he 34 mornings from January through April, he was up there at 6 a.m., working for an hour and a half on the game of football. So he's going to put forth the time and effort. He's come a long way this summer. I like our skill group with Chris Joe, Ivan Armour, Jacoby Edwards. Those are three really good-looking, really pretty 6'2", 6'3" kids that can run and catch. They've all been offered D2 scholarships. So we've got some weapons out wide. We've got a running back in Kylan Davis who's also been offered D2. He's kind of my Marshall Falk type kid. And first time I told him that, I said, "You remind me of a Marshall Falk." He had no clue what I was talking about. But he can catch a ball just as well as he can run it. He's about a 550-pound squat kid, so he's got good lower body strength and just great vision. So, our quarterback's got some playmakers on the offensive line. We got Nate Livingston, who's also been offered. He's got a chance to be really good. About 6'1", 300. One of our best linemen, Maurice Biggs, 6'3", 300 pounds. He tore his ACL at a college camp this summer, so he's out for the season. So that's a huge blow for us right there. But hopefully we'll get him healthy and he'll have a chance to continue at the next level. So offensively, we got a chance. I think we can really do some really good things. Defensively, team speed is really, really impressive. I really like every one of our guys because they can run. On the back end, you got Davian Rochelle, who transferred in from Rising. He's a player. He's as good as any kid I had at Fayetteville on the back end, with maybe the exception of Drake Greenlaw, but he's really, really good. Demarius Lattimore is a tall, lanky cornerback, about 6'2", probably about 175, but he can run. He gives you a lockdown guy. Cron Bledsoe is a kid that didn't play last year. He's a 4'5", 40 kid. He's another kid that can play that corner position, and I'm going to say maybe not a lockdown, shut down everybody, but he's going to compete against everybody. We've got a sophomore middle linebacker, Leighton Tarter. Boy, he's got a nose for the football, and he's really physical. He's got a chance to be a special player. And D-line wise, we got a lot of guys that kind of by committee that can play, but obviously our best defensive player is Savion Slater, 6'4", 6'5", about 210 defensive end. We couldn't block him all spring or summer, so we feel like we've got some really good top end talent. We just got to stay healthy and not get hurt.
Coach, when do you get started as far as practice, and then first game will be right around the corner?
Well, guys, Arkansas football, there's no get started. We've never ended. We've been going all spring, all summer. August 5th will be what you would call fall mandatory practice, I guess. But it's just a continuation of what we've been doing. It's we were talking the other day, two-a-days. Used to have that little bit of a break, and then you do your two-a-days. But those days are dead, long gone.
Daryl Patton with us on the Hyundai Hotline. Coach, I love the non-conference to start with Sheridan. Kevin Kelly's first game there at Sheridan. Then you get Warren and Bo Embry. That's that's a good way to get the season started.
Man, I'm glad you like it, Wes. This was done before I got there. Good gosh. Obviously you're playing a trophy game against Sheridan right off the bat. Kevin Kelly, he's great for the game of high school football in Arkansas. He's trying to build that culture down there at Sheridan, and it's a trophy game. We're going to have it circled on our schedule. I know how much it means to our community, just like the Bryant Bentons or the Springdale Fayetteville. It's a huge game, and we'll be ready to play just like Sheridan will. The key is, win or lose, you got to play the next week. And, instead of having a cupcake that next week, we only have to go down to Warren and play Bo Embry and those guys. That's not going to be fun. They're very talented.
Well, Coach, best of luck to you, and I can't wait for the fall to get here and watch some of your games. Thank you for coming on today.
Hey, Wes, thank you. Anytime. I love it, and I appreciate what you guys do for high school football in Arkansas. Talk to you soon. Daryl Patton with us on the Hyundai Hotline. When we come back, we're going to talk some more Arkansas high school football. We got Barry Grooms and Thomas Thrash here from Hooten's Arkansas Football in the magazine. It's hitting the store shelves. I saw them tweeting out this weekend. They were making deliveries all over the state. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Join the zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
Here we go, Arkansas. The current Lotto jackpot is over $2.5 million. Someone right here in Arkansas is going to win a life-changing jackpot. How do we know? Because Lotto is only played and won here at home. Feeling good about your chances? Try Lotto today for only $2 per play. Get your ticket at any Arkansas Lottery retailer or on the Jackpocket app. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater Holds and Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
This is Pat Bradley for River City Flooring. And when looking for a local flooring and carpet store, check out my friends River City Flooring in Maumelle and visit their showroom to see their wide selection of the highest quality carpet, wood, laminate, and vinyl flooring at the best prices. Over 5,000 square feet of waterproof flooring starting at $1.99. Free installation on all in-stock carpet. They do custom tile showers, backsplashes, granite countertops, and more. Visit River City Flooring on Maumelle Boulevard just off 430 and at rivercityflooringinc.com.
Morning Mayhem travels to El Dorado this week to broadcast live from Mystic Creek Golf Course Wednesday and Thursday. Brought to you by First Financial Bank, Diversified Construction and Design, the Haywood, Tapestry Collection by Hilton, El Dorado Inside Magazine, and El Dorado Advertising and Promotion Commission.
Hey folks, Ethan Bates here. Some may know me as a Conference USA Player of the Year, but most know me as a spokesman for HJ Trailer Sales in Hot Springs. Anything from customizing any trailer however you want to handling all repairs. HJ Trailer Sales has always provided the best service, and most importantly, they make you feel like family. I'm a Hot Springs guy, so take it from me. HJ Trailer Sales wants to be your local hometown trailer store. Check them out today at hjtrailersales.com or on Facebook.
Jim's Razorback Pizza is the place to visit when craving some delicious, authentic pizza. They're known for amazing thin crust pies and the best Chicago-style deep dish pizza in town. You can also order freshly baked pasta or wings, along with specialty baked sandwiches, fries, and signature salads. If you're looking for a great place to watch the game and the most accommodating service around, they'll save you a seat at Jim's Razorback Pizza in Little Rock and Morgan Maumelle.
Afraid to lose control, caught up in this world. I've wasted time, I've wasted breath. I think I've thought myself to death. I was born without this fear, now only this seems clear. I need to move, I need to fight, I need to lose myself tonight.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Wrapping up the second hour. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. Talk a little high school. Keep talking some high school football. Got the brand new 2024 Hooten's Arkansas Football Magazine in my hand. This is the UCA cover. They got 10 different covers this year. Barry Grooms, Thomas Thrash joined us from Hooten's Arkansas Football. What's up, guys? How are you?
Good, busy.
Yeah. So when did the magazines first hit shelves?
We got a shipment Saturday morning from Denver, and there was supposed to be only 5,000 copies of Hogs, and then it was all of them. And we had to go get more trucks because we weren't expecting it. And so we hit shelves, I guess, Saturday afternoon.
That is awesome. How are the sales going so far?
It's going good. We're excited. I've gone back to a couple places that we stocked early, and they've sold almost half of them. So it's people are excited. I think people like this.
10 different covers. That's a different. Now you've done different covers in years past, but this year 10 different covers. That's quite an undertaking.
Yes, and they were all like photo shoots. So we had like actually photo shoots with the team, and so it was unique, and so it wasn't just an action shot from last year's games. It was special,
Except the Harding cover.
Except the Harding because
maybe
Tommy Land took the best photo we've seen.
Where is it?
I
haven't seen it.
It's Braden J jumping over
Cabot's very own.
Oh, that's awesome. That is a great shot.
It is a great shot. Tommy Land's the man.
Where are the magazines? Where do you find them?
Walgreens, Walmart, Kroger, Harps,
Double B's.
Yes. I'm trying to make
Brookshire's Grocery in South Arkansas, Hayes in Northeast Arkansas.
I'm trying to think.
And then
a few
a
like,
lot of towns, their pharmacy, their local grocery store, like in Warren, Mad Butcher. We're in all the Mad Butchers in the state except one. And
Huddle House. Y'all were there the other day. We did our podcast Between the Mats, and they wanted to sell it, and so they came and picked it up. So they've had this book for 2 days before anybody else in the area. So they're excited.
So they're at all locations already?
We're in Conway right now, and then we're making our way up Greenbrier, Clinton, Harrison. That's the last route.
They'll be by this time tomorrow. It'll be in every store in the state.
Does every, how do I say, not every city or every town, but every team that has a store, or is it available in their town?
The most part, Bigelow though, which I'm upset about because we have a Champions cover with the Bigelow guy on it, and they don't have a location, so we're putting the Champions cover in Conway.
There you go. They can drive. Yeah,
but we're gonna get it. We're gonna talk to somebody about Bigelow next year.
How'd the magazine turn out? What do you think, Barry?
Very good. It's our largest undertaking ever, and it took probably more time was spent on this magazine than any I can remember in 26 years.
That may be my fault, though. That may be my fault. We added more feature stories than we've ever had, and I know that our writers were ready to kill me. So it was. We normally have one, maybe two feature stories, and I was like, let's do one for every classification. So we have 9 feature stories that we got one about Bo, Embry, and Warren. So every we have a feature story on 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A. And then we got the flex bone offense for Coach Simmons, which, we went into a deep dive on like when they decided they wanted to go to the flex bone, what happened? Did everybody go, yay, it's awesome? Or no? So we kind of chart that, like that process of installing it from ground zero to a national championship.
We also have a bunch of national college features, and one of them on Talon Green, new quarterback at Arkansas, and how Bobby Petrino really wanted him when he was at SEMO and really wanted to recruit him there, but they didn't feel they could get him. And also the power players in college football. Who are they going to be? The NIL landscape continues.
One of the things I didn't know until we started writing the story is the first round of the playoffs, the 12-team playoff. The first round games, the first 4 get a bye. So 5 versus 12 is going to be at the home stadium of the 5 seed. So can you imagine in Fayetteville a game versus Michigan, a playoff game? It would be insane.
I really can't right now.
No, not at this point.
How many covers you guys have?
10.
544 pages.
So 2 years ago we were at 432.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a little more editing for our editor Jeff. He was stressing out about it.
Yeah, he made it take the next month off.
Yeah, no, he needs.
I think he's got an Alaskan vacation.
So Barry's going on vacation tomorrow, and he has worked since January. I mean, I'm telling you, it's been unbelievable writing these stories since January.
How difficult? Because we had Phil Steele on not too long ago, and he was talking about because of the portal, because of the changes, the transfers, how difficult it is on them, and he even is now selling people to buy the online version, that he'll make changes all the time, and that you have access to all the changes he makes online. I know the transfers have been happening in high school. How difficult was it?
It's more than in college.
Yeah,
it's more than in college. There's guys going from all across one side of the state to the other. There's guys. And it's not the coach's fault. It's not anybody's fault. I'm saying they want to play for a different program, and and the coaches aren't recruiting them. I'm not going to say that. It's guys like we have a Newport guy, Mari Wren, who's a 1,600-yard receiver that's going to Greenwood to play with Kane Archer in that group. That's 4 hours apart. It's just insane. We got guys moving all over, and there's guys moving in state from out of state.
Yeah. So Fayetteville picked up a linebacker from IGM who has 20-something D1 offers,
and Greenwood got a guy from Nebraska that's a receiver that played with Kane Archer, and now he moves in, and it's just going to make this Greenwood.
So
team.
Kane got 2 new receivers, and he already had
yes
2
so
coming back.
Greenwood, who's one of the best teams in the state, is getting more guys. And it's not like they were going to recruit them. These guys just want to play for Greenwood. They want to play for Fayetteville. They want to play for the other teams that have had success.
With some of those changes, is it a longer process in putting the magazine together? How long does that take?
Yeah, on June 1st, I think Thomas had it figured up that day. We had 40 different changes to make just on June 1st. The first day that transfers, I guess, based on the LEARNS Act and school choice, June 1st they can enroll. Start football practice.
So we had 2-star.
We had just that many coaches call us.
TJ Hodges, who the 4-star recruit out of Martree, he was at Maumelle all summer, and then his dad told me he's like, we're going to be at Maumelle, and then the day we went to print, he was like, we couldn't sell the house, so we're back at Martree. So he's in the Maumelle version. But he's so
he'll play at Mark Cherry.
Yes, and then Rivercrest quarterback who Rivercrest played in the 4A state championship. They dropped down to 3A. Then Coach Hooks from West Memphis gets the job at Osceola, which is not down the road. He transfers to Osceola, but then the day after the dead period, the first day that Monday, he said he's back at Rivercrest. So it's guys moving around and playing the field.
And they will till August. We had it a few years ago. A kid who ended up being a Division I player transfer from one school to another or make a legitimate move in August because he didn't like the way preseason camp had gone at his former school and transferred to a school.
Pretty soon they're going to be moving to playoff teams. After week 8, they're going to be going, hey, I'm going to go to the playoffs and go over here.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Razorbacks? Real quick.
How many wins? I'm actually excited. I don't know how many wins, but I'm Talon Green, when I met him in person, he's the real deal. He is the real deal.
Well, if he's the real deal in the field, they're going to get 6.
Yeah, I think 7 or
6.
I'm gonna go 7.
You almost said 8.
I did almost.
You
say 8.
almost said 8.
I'm saying 6.
I tell you, I think he's the difference maker.
Well, if he's a difference maker, they're going to get 6 and maybe more. Guys, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the magazines.
Absolutely.
This is awesome. Barry Grooms, Thomas Thrashett is Arkansas, or Hooten's Arkansas football, available everywhere, just about. Just look for it. You're going to find it. And it is deep. 544 pages. A lot of reading to get to.
Thank you so much for having us.
Great job. Kudos.
Thank you.
Once again, y'all nailed it. All right, we'll come back. We'll see what's trending, and we'll take some more phone calls. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Sanders Ground Essentials presents Belinda Mayo when she joins Morning Mayhem each Thursday morning. Sanders Ground Essentials, where great lawns start today. On the web at sandersground.com. It's Belinda Mayo each Thursday with Morning Mayhem on 103.7 The Buzz.
At First Financial Bank, we provide relationship-based financial services. Hi, this is John Davis. Our personal and business lending teams can help tailor your loan to fit your needs. At the end of the day, our success is measured by yours. That's why our top priority is helping you achieve your goals. First Financial Bank, in the business of you.
Member FDIC.
First Financial Bank, in the business of you.
You know CertaPro Painters as your go-to choice for residential and commercial painting, but they also offer high-quality concrete coatings for your garage, patio, or commercial space. And they're looking to add to their rapidly growing team of installers. Whether you're an experienced installer or looking to start a new career, they provide comprehensive training and competitive pay. For an opportunity to join a great team, call CertaPro today at 501-223-8988.
I'm so angry.
Don't be upset. You can always listen to us.
You're better than that.
103.7 The Buzz. KABZ in Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
Democrats across the country are preparing for the national convention in Chicago. Delegates from every state must now nominate a new presidential candidate after President Biden dropped from the race. Arkansas delegates held a private meeting Monday night and unanimously voted to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris. Planned lane changes coming to Markham Street have garnered mixed reactions from people in Little Rock. The city has been awarded $1 million for construction starting on Woodrow Street and extending to Ridgeway Street. City officials said the project will take the right and left lanes and merge them in one on each side, while adding a center turn lane. City officials say the goal is to make the area more pedestrian-friendly while also slowing down traffic. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Listen every Wednesday when RJ Hawk joins his old buddies on Morning Mayhem. Presented by Natural State Wholesale Flooring. See everything that Natural State Wholesale has to offer at naturalstatewholesale.com.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Scattered showers remain in the forecast throughout the rest of this afternoon. High temperatures today will be in the lower 80s, so around 10 degrees below average for this time of year. And we'll keep on and off shower chances in the forecast throughout the rest of the work week into the weekend. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Riverfront Steakhouse Special. Dinner for two for $60. 10-ounce filet, fried shrimp, 2 sides, and our famous salad bar. Only $60. Good Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
Roger Scott for Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union's Summertime Auto Loan Special. Summer is halfway over, so don't miss out on this one-time per year offer. Rates as low as 1.99%, no payments for 90 days or 84 months. Financing on 23 or 24 models. Apply today at alcoacommunityfcu.org.
This summer, get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get the hottest deals of the season on many of our award-winning Hyundai models, which all come with America's best warranty. But get going, because these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now for a limited time, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Elantra. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end 7/31/24. Call 469-405-7740 for details.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Monica Reiners in North Little Rock, Larissa Callie in Bryant, or Chris Allen in Stuttgart.
Pay attention. This happens fast. Routine, scheduled, maintenance. You know it's coming one day, but that day's in the future. Then the future comes, and your wallet's not ready for that $250 maintenance. But your forklift is. It needs it. Good thing you're smart. You're buying a used forklift from Medley Equipment Company this summer, and its first planned maintenance will be free because Medley keeps you moving.
I'm Branch Manager Jeff Tefts. Visit medleycompany.com or come see us at 121 House Court, North Little Rock, Arkansas.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast
We're going behind the scenes with the creators behind Marvel Comics, the stars of the MCU, and Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
celebrate the legacy of your favorite Marvel adventures and characters. The official Marvel Podcast.
I think this show's going to be a real treat.
New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Live from the Signal Media Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Hour number 3. Glad you're with us. What a day. Been rolling. That was fast 2 hours. Coach Simmons on here in the first hour. Coach Z. Coach Patton. Full of coaches. And then we had the guys from Hooten's Arkansas football in here talking about their magazine. I spent the 6 minutes just flipping through the magazine, looking at all the different stuff. It is it's overwhelming. There's so much stuff in here. Can't wait to dig into it. This is a good taking it on vacation to the beach, sitting by the pool type book where you can just sit there and read for an hour, hours at a time.
Plenty of content there.
Oh, my gosh. And, great college stuff in here, but I love high school. And I love just looking at some of the stuff that they have in here for all the high school teams. Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. We haven't checked in on that here in the last few minutes, or really the last hour. This one from the 501. LSU, Ole Miss, Texas. Hogs win one of these. Which one? I said yesterday LSU. That was the one I think they're going to upset. That'll be their upset victory of the season. Joe, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas. Now, you were saying A&M was your upset, but out of those three, he wants to know which one do they upset?
LSU, Ole Miss, Texas. Ole Miss.
Okay. I may be drinking the Kool-Aid, but I think we could go 3-2 or 4-1 to start the season. The Oklahoma State game will be a huge game early in the year and a true test. That's from the 903. I totally agree. That is a big ball game. In week 2, you win that game. It could be a springboard for the rest of the season. And depending on what happens in that game, we were just talking about Taylor Green, the quarterback, with the guys from Hooten's Arkansas football. Thomas met him in person, said he was a legit 6'6", and he's convinced he's going to be the difference maker in this team. And if Thomas is right, yeah, we got a huge chance to win that game. Oklahoma State's good, though. I mean, they're picked in the top 4. They return like 19 starters of that team. They're picked in the top 4 of the Big 12, I should say. But, yeah, it's a great test. You beat Oklahoma State. It's huge. JW says, why is it negativity when it's been the past history every year? It seems to be sunshine pumping for us fans each year. We've got nothing to be positive about in a very long time. Bobby Petrino, yes, but we need to see it on the field. Well, JW, I think you forgot about a year. It was just 2 years ago they won 9 games. It hasn't been. Last year was 4-8. That was terrible. But it hasn't been like that every single year. There was the Chad Morris years. Yes, those were bad. But Pittman's had a 9-win season, a 7-win season, and last year sucked. So it hasn't been every year. Let's don't forget there have been some moments under Coach Pittman. Just because, and it really, I think last year the way it ended with the Auburn game, the Missouri game, it
fell apart.
Yeah, it fell apart, and it left a terrible taste in everybody's mouth. What is Elam? Oh, yeah, why don't you describe this? Elam ending. What is that?
So for TBT, they do it where they reach a certain point in the game in the fourth quarter, and they take the time off the clock. So there's no longer a running clock where you're running down the time. It's a point system, and they add 8 points to the winning team's score, and that becomes target score. Whichever team gets to that target score first wins the game.
This one from the 501, and I love, for the record, I love it. I wish they would go to it. Maybe trial basis, regular season in the NBA.
It ramp up competition for sure. Because it's already ramped up at that point when you're in overtime and you're trying to win a game. It gets even more so then because now it's about you can't afford to give up certain points and you need to score.
We love game-winning shots, right? I mean, games that come down to the buzzer or whatever, the game-winning shots are awesome. Well, every ending in the Elam ending is a game-winning shot.
Absolutely.
That's good. How the game ends, on a game-winning shot. It's like every baseball game would end in a walk-off in overtime. Well, now it does in extra innings with the way they put the runners on second base, and I guess you could have a top of the inning. Never mind. It's not a good comparison. Shut up, Wes. This one from the 501. He asked us earlier, what do you think who starts in the secondary for the Razorbacks this year? I think there's no doubt Braxton's going to be one of your starting cornerbacks. Jalen Braxton came on as a freshman last year and was fantastic. He was on pretty much every SEC all-freshman list last season. He is a starter at cornerback. You're going to have probably Keon Stewart at the other starting cornerback. He was out of TCU, played a little bit last year. They like him a lot. They have Jaheim Singletary, who played last year. He's going to be fighting for playing time. Who's the other corner? I can't think of his name now. Safeties, they're set. Danico Slaughter came from Tennessee. I like him. I think Danico Slaughter's a good safety. Hudson Clark's back. Whether he's a lightning rod. Some people hate him because they think because he's white, he's got to be slow. He's not any good. I think he's very smart, and he is able to be in the right spot, and that helps him make plays.
He plays good in zone defense, and as a safety, he'll play a lot of that as opposed to corner where you're lining up man at times and then you're in zone at other times.
Where they screw up is when the other team forces when they go 4 wide and he has to drop down in coverage on a slot receiver. And he's playing man-to-man on a guy he should not be doing. And I've seen it time after time after time, teams exploiting Arkansas. Arkansas's got to do a better job of keeping him out of that position. And your other safety, because they're going to play with a lot of – the normal formation these days is 5 DBs on the field. And so they're going to have another safety out there, and that was Jaden Johnson all of last year. And Johnson came on and was playing so well at the end of the year. Snacks transferred out, basically took his position, and I think he saw the writing on the wall. And if it's not going to be an injury, I'm going to be coming in off the bench and losing some playing time. So there you go. That's what the secondary looks like right now. Cole asks, Wes, any word on when Saracen will have the futures up for the Hogs football season? Over, under, win total, and player prop for the season, that kind of stuff. I don't know, but we can ask on Friday. Right now, all they have for the Razorbacks for futures bet is over, under on the number of wins for the season and over, under for the number of SEC wins. I want to see the odds. Not that I want to bet it. I just want to see the odds for Arkansas to make the college football playoff.
50,000 to 1. It's gonna be long odds.
Oh, what is this? That's political. I'm not reading that. Come on, you guys know better than that. We don't do politics here. Rick's in East Arkansas. What's up, Rick?
Hey, so I've been paying attention. I've been working out in the garden today. It's been the beautiful temperatures out here in East Arkansas and a little bit of sprinkles here and there. But, I'm going to say I agree a little bit. I'm going to say if I looked at the last 5 years at Oklahoma State, how they started their first 5 games. So I think we got a great chance there. Now, if we hit that game, I believe that we could go 3-2 in that stretch. I really do.
Well, if they beat Oklahoma State, they better go 3-2, Rick. I mean, because the other 2 wins would be non-conference wins against UAB and UAPB.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And then, hey, you know, you got to look. There's going to be, every Saturday, away or at home. Now, look at South Carolina. I've been studying up on all these, and Tennessee. They ain't planning on falling off. They're, South Carolina plans, but somebody's going to go down. There's going to be 2 or 3 teams this year that's going to go down, and it's going to be crazy with Texas and Oklahoma in there. And they're going to feel the pressure, too. The first time, they're going to feel some strange pressure that Arkansas has since they left the Southwest Conference.
Well, I think
that's going to happen.
The depth of the SEC is what's going to be different. I mean, the Big 12 had good teams, but the bottom of the Big 12 wasn't very good, and Texas
never have
be tested
been.
more week after week after week opposed to in the Big 12.
No, they never have been. The Big 12's never been. And now you got the SEC over there, and ACC, and you probably got a couple of teams. Man, the SEC crap. They might have 5 teams in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very well could. 4 or 5.
And there's so much money involved right now. Everything that I read in the morning before I go outside, it's just unreal on all these teams.
Yeah, that's the driving force right now.
I concentrate on the SEC, and I could care less about the rest of them.
Who's going to win the SEC, Rick?
Shoot. I'm thinking hands-on, you still got to go with Georgia.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and then you don't know about Alabama, but I read so many articles on that coach that what he's done in the past, and then you got Kiffin, he's going to be in the mix, and then Jim Kelly, I just don't know. I don't know who's going to win, but I am betting Arkansas. Okay, I made one bet on Saracen so far this year, and that's the only bet I'm going to make. Now, y'all listen to me.
Oh, I'm listening.
I bet $500. That's all I bet every year. $500 that Arkansas will do more than 4.5.
I'm with you, Rick. I'm not betting $500, but I believe they're going to get more than 4.5 wins.
Well, thank y'all.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you. Appreciate the call. How about Rick laying down $500 on Arkansas to cover the over?
He's confident.
Yeah, I did not see that one coming. You know, there are times when I think I know what's about to happen, but I did not see. I would have never picked Rick to bet $500 on Arkansas and bet Saracen on the over.
Well, there's something to be said for confidence, and if you're going to wager, man, go big. And he did.
Well, here's the key. Was last year an outlier? Was last year just one of those years when it all hit the fan, and it's going to be one of those years that just you look back and go, that was just a stinker. That was just a bad year. Or is it going to be more like the previous 2 years when Arkansas won 6 regular season games in the bowl game, or they won 8 regular season games? What is the true Pittman-type season for Arkansas? That's what I think we can find out. I think it's more in the 6 to 8 range. I think that's the Pittman range. And this is the year it's going to be very telling, because if it's another 4 or 5 win, that's probably it. But if Pittman can get back to what
to that
thinking, yeah, he'll be around for another year.
What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Schroeder weaving his way. James the erasure. Not much space. Curry doesn't need it. U.S. has the lead. LeBron trying to take over. Running inside.
Just physically so imposing. As he raises level for the moment.
Davis. LeBron James open for three. James late in the clock. LeBron James bodying inside. He scores.
He's a man. Goodness, does he take over?
Yeah, he took over. 11 points to end the game, and USA knocks off Germany 92-88, never a doubt. Well, maybe there was.
No, Germany came with it, which they should because they're one of the top teams in the world, but it was another challenge for Team USA men's basketball. They're going to be challenged throughout.
Make the Olympics even more interesting. Who wants to watch a bunch of 30-point blowouts?
Some people do, because that's what they expect.
It is fun when they start going a little showtime. Like the, what was that game me and you were watching last week? They were up big, and they were just passing, weaving, dunking, hitting threes.
It was against Serbia.
That was fun.
Serbia is one of the better teams also, so that actually was a bit surprising.
That was a good game yesterday afternoon, and we had a good game last night. Summer League Championship, Memphis, Miami. Eminem.
Larson on the catch. Guarded by Pippen. Shot clock at 12. Ware with the screen. Larson keeps the bounce. Running shot is good. And Miami wins it. Ella Larson gets it done for the Heat. The second-round draft pick. Expected to play a role off the bench for the Heat this season. It's the game-winning shot to win Summer League.
Big for Miami. Good for them. That was an entertaining basketball game. Even in the regulation, trading threes late in that game, some clutch shots.
Heat were trailing, too. They had to make up some ground, and then when they took a three-point lead, it looked like they had put the game away, but then the Grizz tie it. Regulation, they go to overtime.
Offensive rebound. Got the offensive rebound and threw it right back to the guy who missed the three. Second time, nothing but net. MVP of the Summer League Championship game was Josh Christopher.
But what does it feel like to get this MVP trophy?
I mean, this is cool, but honestly, like, bro, we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for y'all, like, at all, bro. Like, I could take an MVP trophy, but, like, shout out to all you guys, Dan, Wees. Bro, I was with Cole, CD, Man in the Sioux. Like, we've been grinding from the start of this season. I got waived at the beginning of the year, found my way to Sioux Falls with these guys, and now we win it. I don't know.
So Josh Christopher there talking about his journey and playing in G League, getting waived by the team. He's still somebody that's trying to make it. There's even a guy, Cole Swider, who hit one of the threes down the stretch for the Heat. He's somebody that was actively on the Lakers roster just a couple of years ago. So he's still trying to make his way. And we saw Scottie Pippen Jr. He started a number of games for Grizzlies last year while Ja Morant was out, but he's somebody that's trying to catch on.
Oh, it makes me so excited to see all this football sound on here. Got a lot of NFL talk. We'll begin with Jordan Love. Trying to get a contract. Here's Mark Murphy on Jordan Love's contract.
The excitement it's definitely real. And, it's just, we've had, you look back over the 17 years, oftentimes there's been, issues about, lockouts or, potential labor stoppages and holdouts and things of that nature. I'm glad nobody's asked me about Jordan Love, so thank you very much. I brought that up myself. But no, I'll just say on that, I know Brian has talked about it. I think Matt has as well. I just echo what they said, that we want to get a deal done. I know Jordan and his representatives want to get a deal done, and I'm optimistic that we'll be able to work something out.
All right, let's get it done. Here's Shefty.
You had asked me about Jordan Love, though.
Yes.
And basically, they told the Packers on Saturday this was the deal. But when you have a guy there, and the GM, Brian Gutekunst, is on board with that and saying that they're optimistic about getting the deal done and they understand why he's not practicing, like that's a sign that they're trying to get this worked out. I think both sides think they can get it worked out. It's not done. It could go either way still, but I think by the end of the week, my guess would be that Jordan Love will have a new contract that probably makes him one of the, if not the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. He'll be right there. But they're trying to get that done. It's not done yet. And so the prudent thing is to hold him out because he's not missing much early on the first few days until they get the pads on.
That's right.
And then he'll be there. He was there during the offseason, took part in all the drills then, but they're close enough on this deal now that it doesn't make sense for him to be a part of practice. So, again, they're going to try to get that done. My guess is they do get it done. We'll see if they can figure out a way to get it done by the end of the week.
That was the biggest headline, that Jordan Love is not going to practice until a new deal takes place and he's able to sign that new deal. But also, he's somebody that goes right to the top. In most people's opinion, he's going to be the highest paid quarterback or one of the highest paid quarterbacks after one season on the field.
Until Tua signs his, and then Dak signs his, and then the next guy signs his.
That's how it usually goes.
And then he'll
Domino
move on
effect.
down the list.
Hassan Reddick also is somebody he's with the Jets now. He got traded from Eagles to the Jets, and he's somebody that he wanted a new deal, and the Jets knew this on the front end. He's not going to practice. He's not showing up until he gets a new deal. Usually teams don't trade for players unless they make that deal, and then they'll have the trade go through. But they traded for him knowing he wanted a new deal, haven't gotten a new deal, so now they're at odds and he's not showing up.
That's on them. They knew it when they traded for him.
Exactly.
All right, let's take a look at the Ravens. Derrick Henry, the new running back there. They're going to be fun to watch. Him and Lamar Jackson in the same backfield. Here's Derrick Henry.
Super Bowl.
Oh.
That's the goal. That's the goal, Super Bowl. I mean, that's always been the goal, but Super Bowl is definitely where I'm at now. So, yeah, I done had, chances and got close, but that's what it is right now.
Should have been the Super Bowl last year. They'd have ran the football. Stupid. Now they got a running back. They better run the ball now. You go out and get it, Derrick Henry. Speaking of the Jets, Aaron Rodgers. What was he on? What was he talking? Was this just at training camp?
No,
or was he on a show?
This was a show that he was on.
I heard you listening to it.
Yeah,
this
he talked
afternoon.
about several different things.
Oh, Pardon My Take. He was on Pardon My Take.
How many more years?
I don't know. I'm not sure. This one for sure.
This one for sure.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
How many more years?
I don't know. I'm not sure. This one for sure.
This one for sure.
I wanted to do two good ones and to give us a chance to retire a Jet, win 2 Super Bowls.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be great. And then do the Kyle Orton.
Yeah.
Is that how you retire?
Legend.
That's funny. Kyle Orton comparison.
Yeah.
And he said, and Aaron Rodgers says, yes, legend.
I want to like Aaron Rodgers, but every time he talks, I'm just like, God.
I know that the stadium used to be on Long Island, but we're the New Jersey Jets.
Yeah.
So are the Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants play in New Jersey.
There's only one team that plays in New York.
Yeah.
It's the Buffalo Bills.
What?
Yeah, that's what he says.
I mean, the Dallas Cowboys don't play in Dallas. They play in Arlington. The Commanders don't play in Washington, D.C. I mean, that's stupid.
The Bears lost to J. Love and the Packers twice last year. How are we feeling? Feeling good about Caleb and all the changes? DeAndre Swift and
you like him. You like Caleb. You think Caleb's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I like Swift. I like Keenan.
DJ.
I like the receiver from Washington. He's
good, Rome.
Oh, and then, of course, you still got DJ.
Yeah, DJ. So
and Eberflus. I think the team is almost good enough to beat the Packers.
You got out at the right time.
I think it'll be a close game with the Packers.
I don't like how you're doing.
Do you take any? You still take any pleasure when the Packers beat the Bears? Or are you like,
yes?
yes?
I love it. Yeah.
I do like the Bears. I think they've come on. But I like what he said, too. Not good enough to beat the Packers.
Right. And he still takes pride in the fact that Packers are beating Bears.
Unless Love holds out for the entire year.
Yeah, it's not happening. They're not going to allow that to happen.
They're close.
When I played golf with Obama, I was like the leftist, on the right tried to cancel me. Then
just put you in a box.
Then I was on Team Kennedy, so everybody tried to cancel me politically. And then I didn't shake Trump's hand, so the right tried to go after me again.
Yeah, you're your own man.
And I realized I actually had shaken his hand.
And then they reversed course.
They tried to reverse course a little bit.
Actually, people are unfair to Aaron Rodgers.
Advice, stay away from politicians. Do like us. Don't talk politics. Just stay away from it.
But that just shows that he's not linked to one side. No. And people are always going at him whenever they see him with somebody from either side.
He likes everybody. Let's go to baseball. Joe's favorite player, and he may be mine too, Ellie De La Cruz.
And he rips one over first base, extra bases. Goes to the wall, Adam Duvall after it deadens at the base of the wall. De La Cruz sprinting through second, he challenges for three. There is no relay. Head first slide and a triple.
That's the game-changing ability I'm talking about.
So he extended his hit streak to 10 games and another triple. We've talked about how hard triples are to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
They're not hard for him at all.
Oh, my God, that was so fast. Hold on. I'm doing something. I'm pulling out my clock and my stopwatch, and I'm playing this again.
And he rips one over first base, extra bases.
I started with the
goes to the wall, Adam Duvall after it deadens at the base of the wall. De La Cruz sprinting through second, he challenges for three. There is no relay. Head first slide and a triple.
11 seconds.
That's the game-changing ability I'm talking about.
How about that?
He had another play where he went first to home in less time.
I was so disappointed in the All-Star game when he got on first base. I was like, here he goes. First pitch, go steal second. He didn't go. All right, next pitch, here we go. Didn't go. That's when I texted you. Is he going to run? What's going on? Come on, you got to steal the base. And even the announcer was like, when are we going to see him go? When are we going to see him go? And he didn't even threaten to go. But I guess when you got a loaded lineup behind you of guys, everybody behind you can hit the ball. You're like, you don't want to make an out on second, get thrown out. We had a home run last night. Jose Siri.
Yeah, and he had a long home run trot. Oh. So this is Rays versus Yankees, and so they started playing games with each other where it's like, okay, we'll see whose home run trot takes longer. And because of Siri, then Juan Soto had one that was like almost 40 seconds.
So it took Ellie De La Cruz 11 seconds to run from first to third. It was taking him 40 seconds on a home run trot. Who started it?
It was Jose Siri.
Okay.
I just you're losing. I mean, celebrate when you're winning. Yeah. I mean, they're acting like it's Mardi Gras in that dugout. You're losing the game. But I asked Aaron Boone about it today, and he said it's a new world. Mm-hmm. He says he tries to look away. Well, the Yankee fans have got themselves a new enemy. They see it, and every time he does that nonsense between second and third, they really boo him. And I think he enjoys it.
I think he does too.
Taking his time, enjoying that home run.
I like what he says, Mardi Gras in that dugout, and they're losing. Let's see. Yeah, JK's usually quick. What's up, JK?
Hey, Wes. I don't keep up with the Cowboys because I'm a Steelers fan, but I don't know how long Dak has played for Dallas. Does he really need all that money, and has he really accomplished $50-something million and maybe more on his next contract? What has he really done? So I'll hang up and listen. I'm not really impressed by that quarterback, buddy. I really not. So.
You're right, JK. He hasn't produced in the playoffs. He has produced in the regular season. They've won 13 games 3 straight years, but they haven't done anything in the playoffs, and that's what matters, right?
You're giving them an extra win. It's 12 games.
12 games? I thought it was 13 last year. Well, 12 games. So, okay. And here's the thing. That's what you pay a quarterback, a top 10 quarterback. Has Jordan Love earned $50 million a year for one good year? do you really know how good he is? Look, he looked good in the playoffs against the Cowboys. He looked great against the Cowboys. Cowboys, for some reason, decided to play a lot of zone when they played man-to-man all year. And what's really weird, the Packers thrive against the zone. And the Cowboys changed their entire defensive philosophy against the Packers, which is very odd still to this day. But has Jordan Love earned $50 million a year? Well, if you think he is one of the top 10 quarterbacks and he is your quarterback of the future, that's what you have to pay him. And that's what the Cowboys are trying to decide right now. Is Dak at 31? I heard that today. Dak's 31?
You thought he was younger?
Yeah. And so if he's about to sign a 4 or 5 year deal, that's putting him 35, 36 towards the end. This is it, really. Cowboys got to make a decision.
And that's why they'll let it play out. I think they feel comfortable letting it play out. And Dak even takes comfort in the fact that he'll take the field. He's not taking the Jordan Love approach. He'll take the field on the last year of a contract, and he feels good about playing himself into a new contract because he's done it before.
Yeah, he's confident in his abilities, and he feels like he's going to go out and have another really good year. And then hopefully this year for Cowboys fans and Dak, he has a better playoff run, and then he'll earn a big-time contract, either from the Cowboys or somebody else. But you can make that argument for just about every starting quarterback that hasn't won a Super Bowl, right? There are very few quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl that are playing right now because so many of the most recent wins came from Brady and Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, look at –
that's how history is stacked up.
Look at just went brain dead, Buffalo Bills quarterback.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Great talent. What's he won? Never won a Super Bowl.
Nope.
And he's had just as many failures as Dak and bad games in the playoffs as Dak. But he plays for Buffalo. Dak plays for Dallas. It's different. The coverage, the media coverage of those two teams. And so Dak or whoever's the quarterback of the Cowboys is going to be in the spotlight or the crosshairs of the media. And he's going to get more criticism. He's also going to get more praise. And there are things that come along with it. You see Dak in commercials and making extra money being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. It's a give and take. But that thought process that you have, JK, can go for just about every quarterback in the NFL right now, not named Patrick Mahomes. We got to take a break. We're running way behind. We'll take some more phone calls when we come back. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Hi, I'm Trey Reed from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, inviting you to join me every Wednesday morning for the latest news from the great outdoors. It's brought to you by Arts Marine in North Little Rock, now under new ownership, but with the same familiar faces and incredible service you've known for years, plus the area's best selection of boating parts and supplies.
This is SportsCenter.
Arkansas football gained a commitment from North Shore High School Houston, Texas cornerback Nigel Pringle yesterday. Pringle chose Arkansas over offers from Arizona, Arizona State, Oregon, Kansas, Houston, UCF, and others. He's the 17th verbal commitment for the class of 2025. His pledge moves Arkansas from the 35th class in the country to the 31st. That's good for 12th in the SEC currently. And in Major League Baseball news, Hagen Smith signed with the White Sox for $8 million. That's nearly $240,000 more than slot value. It breaks the record for the largest bonus ever given to a left-handed pitcher, which was held by Brendan McKay at $7 million. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
This is Pat Bradley for Brewskis and Trivia Buffs on Mondays. Brewskis North in North Little Rock hosts sports trivia at 7 p.m. with $1 hot wings. Tuesday at Brewskis Downtown Little Rock, general trivia at 7 p.m. with Tuesday taco, margarita, and Jose specials. And Wednesday, back to North Little Rock at Brewskis North, 7 p.m. general trivia for Whiskey Wednesday and craft beer specials. It's Brewskis, you're home for lunch, happy hour, and late nights.
Here we go, Arkansas. The current Lotto jackpot is over $2.5 million. Someone right here in Arkansas is going to win a life-changing jackpot. How do we know? Because Lotto is only played and won here at home. Feeling good about your chances? Try Lotto today for only $2 per play. Get your ticket at any Arkansas Lottery retailer or on the Jackpocket app. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Do you wake up in the morning and sometimes those joints don't move like they used to? Maybe you have a hard time getting out of bed and it's just really painful. Well, I may have a solution for you. Hey everybody, it's RJ Hawk. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. Now what is that? Well, they take your own body's healing agents and repair those damaged joint tissues. The new cellular therapies can get you long-lasting relief with no downtime. They've helped many people right here in Central Arkansas and tens of thousands around the country. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know that steroids and surgery and pain pills are no longer your only option. QC Kinetics can treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore your mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime and no surgery. The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are ready to help you get your life back. The future of medicine is here. Call for your free consultation now. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Matt Steele in Bryant, Todd Matthews in Benton, or Justin Stewart in Malvern today.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you.
Brought to you by the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
In the market for a new vehicle, head on out to Guadney Chevrolet. Got some great deals right now. If you're in the market for a Silverado, 10% off all Silverados in stock. They're still offering 120 days no payment on their new vehicles out there. 4 months, no payments. No payment July, August, September, October. Wouldn't have to make a payment till November. Yeah, sign me up. And if it's a previously owned vehicle you're looking for, they've been stocking up at Guadney Chevrolet. Lot is full. Check the website, GuadneyChevrolet.com. You can see all the inventory. Find the vehicles you want to test drive, then go to the Gregory Street exit. Actually, it's the James Street exit now. Got a little construction out there. James Street, just as easy. James Street exit in Jacksonville. Take advantage of some of the things happening at Guadney Chevrolet. It's getting towards the end of the month. You know they want to make some deals. It's all happening. Guadney Chevrolet. GuadneyChevrolet.com. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin with you. Thank you for joining us. Joe, did we combine those breaks?
We did not.
Okay, that's fine. We can keep this one kind of short. I'll hit the D3 Auto Sales text line. If you bet $500 on the Hogs to win over 4.5 games on Bet Saracen, what would the payout be? Well, it's probably pretty close to even money. I don't know what let's see here. I'll pull it up. Regular season win total, Arkansas Razorbacks over 4.5. It's minus 110. So technically you would get minus 110 to win 100. So if you bet $550, you would win $500. So you'd get your $550 back plus $500 additional dollars. So in this case, I'm guessing roughly you put $500 on them, they win over 4.5 games, you get your $500 back in probably around $450. So it's pretty close to even money. Pretty close. Might be a good idea. Thumbs up. I'm feeling better and better about it, but, that's what happens as the season gets closer. We get a little bit more optimistic, but I will say the reports I'm hearing on Taylor Green are encouraging. If he is a difference maker at quarterback, then I think that's going to help. I do feel like Bobby Petrino's offense is going to produce more points than last year. And look, the defense wasn't the issue last year. It was the offense and Enos and the offensive line, and they just couldn't ever figure out how to effectively move the ball and get first downs with that offensive line. And I think with Petrino, even if the offensive line isn't any better, I think he's a good enough coordinator that he can still do some things to move the ball and score some points. I do think, though, the offensive line is going to be better with the addition of 3 guys in the transfer portal. And, I forgot to tell Acree, Fernando Carmona's all in. I texted him yesterday. I was like, hey, we want to sign somebody to an NIL deal. He's got a great personality. I've had him on the radio show before. He was fantastic, and he's going to be the starting left tackle. I think he's going to be a pretty important piece of this team. I was like, would you be interested? He said, hell yeah, sign me up. And I was like, okay.
He's ready.
All right. And I was like, okay, do you have an agent, an advisor that we need to go to send, the contract, the details and everything? He's like, no, I'm my own guy. Everything goes through me. And I'm like, okay, we can knock this out quickly. So now
that makes it easier.
He's checking on his schedule because he felt like Sundays were going to be the off day, but he thought he would have some free time on Mondays to join us between 1 and 4 each week. So we're looking at that. And that's where we left it. He's looking into his regular season schedule and what kind of free time he will have. If not, it may have to be one of those things, Joe, where we come in and record it at noon or 11:30 or something. And but it sounds like Fernando Carmona is going to be our guy. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's good to already have it taken care of at this point.
From the 870, wrong. Risking 550 to win 500. Bet 500, win 500, or lose 550. No, that's what I said. If they're minus 110, you have to bet 110 to win 100. And so in this case, you would bet 550 to win 500. But this guy was asking, what would you win if you risk 500? Well, you're not going to get the 500 back because it's minus 110, so it's going to be a little less return than $500. And I do think I will probably, because I've been put my money
like Rick.
Put my money where my mouth is. I am not betting $500. I'm not that kind of gambler.
You're gonna bet more.
No, I'm
you
not
feel
like
that confident.
No. I don't know what the largest bet I've ever made in my life. I don't think it's triple. I don't think I've ever bet 100 on anything.
Really? That's surprising.
No, why?
Yeah, it's just surprising. Anyone who's wagered, I'm sure at times, is taking them there where they put $100, at least $100 investment on something.
I'm a pretty responsible gambler. I'm a tightwad. I work too hard for my money. I don't want to just blow it all. I have bet probably the most I've ever bet is like $60 on a race. Like I'll make a $20 win place show bet. So it's 20.
So if you put 60 down and you happen to lose, are you cutting it off from there, or are you going to place another wager?
It depends what's in my bank account. Yeah, and my not my bank account, but my account with what I'm gambling with.
Yeah. So when you total it, though, you probably have spent more than 100 at times.
Oh yeah, like on a Saturday, if I'm betting the races, but you got to take into account I'm winning some of those races, so I'm not going to lose. I wouldn't just keep losing and losing and losing up to $100. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had placed some bets and won some money, then I would keep gambling. But yeah, there's a point where I just cut it off and go, all right, today's a bad day. I'm not winning much.
You're more disciplined than most people, if that's the case.
Here's one for you, Joe, from Nate. What type of formula do they use to come up with the final goal on the Elam ending?
It's just a point system. It's predetermined. Depending on what league it is, TBT says 8 points. We saw where Summer League, it was 7 points. And then even with NBA All-Star Game, I can't remember the point total that they put on. I want to say it's like 24 or something.
It's predetermined, though.
Yeah, the number is predetermined, depending on what league. And just how many points they want to put on it.
Here's another question. And guys, if we go 10-2, what are the chances we host a playoff game at Fayetteville? Or would it be in Little Rock? Well, it'd definitely be in Little Rock. No, tongue-in-cheek. Yes, if they go 10-2, the game most likely 10-2. Ooh, that's going to be close because 5, 6, 7, and 8 would host. 9, 10, 11, and 12 are on the road. 10-2 is not a guarantee that you're hosting, but you're in pretty good shape, I would say. Arkansas would be in pretty good shape at 10-2. They'd be in the playoff. I feel very confident and comfortable saying they would be in the playoffs, but I don't know if they'd be hosting. Be close. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll start to wrap this up. Oh, we got a phone call. Oh, I started the music. Hang in there. We'll take this as soon as we come back. It's Out of Bounds.
Don't miss the huge pre-owned liquidation event going on now at Gwatney Chevrolet. Come save thousands on pre-owned Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs with payments as low as just $199 a month. Each of our pre-owned vehicles goes through a multi-point inspection and comes equipped with new tires so you can drive off the lot with confidence. Come see us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville or check out our pre-owned inventory online at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
At the heart of historic downtown Russellville, the Old Bank offers an upscale dining experience. With the freshest ingredients and creative touches, their menu has an item for everyone. From their signature lump crab cake to a classic blue cheese poutine, BLT wedge salad to hand-cut prime steaks. They aim to cater everyone. And that's not all. Upstairs at the Old Bank, you can enjoy live entertainment Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with trivia, comedy shows, karaoke, live music, and more. Old Bank in downtown Russellville.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Ed Ruff, the president of Petit Jean Meats, was sitting in his office not too long ago, staring at the calendar. July fast approaching. In July, National Hot Dog Month, and Ed was trying to figure out a way to celebrate. And then it came to him.
I got it.
His idea?
Donate a portion of all Petit Jean hot dog and chili sales to Arkansas Children's Hospital.
You get a rough idea of the rough idea. It's happening in July, Hot Dog Month. Celebrate and donate at the same time. Petit Jean hot dogs and chili. You'll taste the difference.
Grab your country gear and head to Southland Casino Hotel's Country Festival on Saturday, August 24th. Enjoy top country performers like Tyler Farr, Royal Lynn, Jay Jones, and Frankie Holly featuring Taylor McManus. Indulge in delicious food trucks and beat the heat in our air-conditioned tent. Gates open at noon. Visit 901tix.com to purchase tickets today. One stage, 4 incredible performers, one unforgettable night of music and fun. It's all happening at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Finishing it up, Out of Bounds, Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. Let's take a phone call. downtown. Jenny Brown, what is up?
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Fantastic.
Going good.
Hey, there's a couple of things I learned in my gambling career, let's say, and one of them is don't chase your money, and the other one is, Wes, scared money never wins. If you're yellow,
right.
say you're yellow.
That's
you're acting
right.
yellow. Okay, you got to go for it every now and then.
But how's that different
And I
from
did that.
chasing?
Well, and go big on a game, like Joe was saying, what's the most you've ever, gambled on one game?
Yeah, I go big sometimes.
What's big?
$40.
Less than $100. Oh my goodness, you're such a chicken. The biggest one I ever made was $250, which that's still not a lot, but to me it was. And believe it or not, now don't get mad at me, but this was back when Tebow was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had been covering spreads for, 12, 14, however many points. And right in the middle of the Arkansas crowd where I was sitting, and I'm quietly, secretly going, oh my God, we're going to lose this. And my friend of mine said, we'll push. And I said, I'm not looking for a push. I'm looking for a win. So about a minute, 45 seconds left in the game, and I was having heart attack. And then they finally gone on down the field, and they ended up covering the bet for me. So there you have it.
You love those backdoor covers.
I know, and I hate to admit that, but never again. I've never done that since. So. But anyway, just wanted to let you know that.
That's a lot of stress. I don't want that kind of stress in my life.
But that's the fun of it. Your heart beating, going, oh my God.
I can get that for $40.
Well, yeah, you can. That's all right. We'll let it pass.
Right.
We still love you.
Take care.
All right, go Steelers.
There you go, Jenny.
I mean, I got excited on this weekend on Justin Rose. I only had put like $20 on him. Now, it was some good odds, and I'd won, I can't remember what it was, like 240. It's only $20 on the line, but I thoroughly enjoyed watching the Open Championship because I had a little juice on it, a little skin in the game.
Nice.
So that's what it's all about to me, just having a little rooting interest.
And if your money is on the line, you're going to have some interest. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. It goes hand in hand. That's why you shouldn't gamble on your own team. Stay away from it.
Gamble with your brain, not your heart. Right?
Absolutely.
Coming up tomorrow, we'll be at the Big Miller football camp, or football media day, I'm sorry. There is, over the next 3 days, I was talking with Kyle Sutherland, who's helping put all this together, like 60 teams coming into Little Rock for this media day event. It's like 20 on tomorrow, 20 on Thursday, 20 more on Friday. So we're going to broadcast live from there tomorrow. Do the show and talk to some of these high school coaches and players. But we're also going to hear from Dave Van Horn. He'll start the show off with us tomorrow. He can join us at 1:10 tomorrow. Can't wait to talk about the scholarship limit going up, summer ball, Kendall Diggs coming back, how the draft affected this team. So it'll be good to catch up with Dave Van Horn tomorrow. Plus, we got the shooter at 2 tomorrow. So it'll be a loaded day tomorrow. A lot of fun. Excited for tomorrow. Glad you listened. Stick around, though. Drop Time Sports is next.
Do you wake up in the morning and sometimes those joints don't move like they used to? Maybe you have a